level of the tribulation crossing realm. He was delighted to find that since the celestial spirit stone appeared, the spiritual energy in his innate cave abode had been increasing, making his breakthrough not much slower than before. Enlightenment sword's aptitude also surprised Hanju. Since her transformation, her cultivation speed as a sword cultivator who understood the Tao had become faster. She truly had a talent in the way of the sword, stronger than any of Hanju's disciples and grandchildren. Since she mastered the supreme finger-defined sword and the three pure shadow sword, there was nothing left to teach her before she reached a higher level. One would think that a plant transformed into a monster would lack human emotions and desires, but Enlightenment sword, bored out of her mind, kept pestering Hanju during her cultivation breaks. One day, as Enlightenment sword was pestering Hanju to practice cultivation, someone from the innate cave abode arrived. It was not a stranger, but Hanju's main wife, Xing Hongshan, returning from her travels. Hanju was at a loss for words, and the atmosphere became extremely awkward for a moment. Still, Sun Chan was sensible. The mistress has returned excited from her travels, and I really couldn't stop her. I hope we didn't interrupt the master's dual cultivation, did we? At this point, Hanju wished he could kill him, hastily signaling him to shut up. Sun Chan immediately caught on. All right, master, I'll go prepare some top-grade oysters. At this moment, Xing Hongshan could no longer hold back her anger. Tell me, who exactly is she? Enlightenment sword, eager to protect her master, angrily said, my name is Enlightenment sword. What do you want to do? Xing Hongshan was extremely displeased. What kind of ridiculous name is that? She glanced at Hanju. Husband, your taste has really declined lately. Being told her name was unpleasant. Enlightenment sword was also very displeased. The name was given by my master. What right do you have to say it's ugly? Master, husband, you really know how to play. Hanju broke out in a cold sweat. Enlightenment sword, go outside and cultivate. Send me out. I won't leave. As a concubine, I will never leave my master's side. Xing Hongshan mockingly said, which geek's fairy is this? Hanju shook his head helplessly. What fairy? She's just a wild grass that transformed from the one you gave me before. Xing Hongshan was stunned. She's that pot of grass. Husband, if you missed women, you could have just told me. There's no need to get so involved with a plant. How about I stay and not go out anymore and move in to keep you company? Don't even think about it. Don't disturb my cultivation. But I miss you. Aren't you content with your heavenly puppet? Xing Hongshan's pretty face instantly turned red. Could it be that you noticed when I used the heavenly puppet for those things? Their playful and intimate quarreling indeed broadened Enlightenment sword's horizons. My child, can you go out and play for a while now? I have things to discuss with your mother. After sending Enlightenment sword away, Hanju changed the topic and asked Xing Hongshan how she had been these years. He wanted to ask if she had found any treasures, but felt it was too direct. Xing Hongshan sat next to Hanju and began to share her experiences from these years. These years were not peaceful outside. As the demon path grew stronger, she had countless encounters with demons. If she could beat them, she fought. If not, she either surrendered or ran away. She happened to meet a demon path powerhouse who even gave her cultivation pointers. This powerhouse was a disciple of one of the 5 grades of the demon path, the white-haired witch, a union realm great cultivator who wanted to take Xing Hongshan as a disciple. Xing Hongshan said, I have a husband. I need to go back and ask him first. The demon cultivator was displeased, but agreed. I've encountered such opportunities several times, almost collecting the entire set of demon path's badges. My heart was set on returning to the Jade Pure sect to find you, my husband, only to find you here engaging in interspecies role-playing. You owe me an explanation. For the first time, Hanju sent heaven earth grass out of the cave abode. The sight of a fairy running out of the master's cave abode surprised the disciples. No wonder the master wasn't lonely during his decades of seclusion. He had a fairy for company. It was only when she approached that the disciples realized something was off. Why did this fairy have the aura of heaven earth grass? Could it be that she, like Sun Chan, had transformed? Sun Chan said, the concentration of spiritual energy in heaven earth grass is even denser than mine. No wonder the master kept her cooped up in the cave. The heavens have eyes. Our ascetic immortal mountain finally has a sister. The disciples immediately surrounded Enlightenment sword like a pack of hungry wolves encircling a little white rabbit. Enlightenment sword, unsure of what these rough men wanted to do, watched as Chick suddenly pulled out a fishing rod. Welcome to the ascetic immortal mountain's fishing squad. Sun Chan explained, every time a new person joins, we add chopsticks and give the fishing rod. It's our tradition. You have a newbie protection period, so you're guaranteed not to come back empty-handed from fishing. At this moment, Enlightenment sword's thoughts were still in the innate cave abode, as it was her first time leaving it. Does master not want me anymore? Chick quickly comforted her. Don't worry unnecessarily. The mistress is back, so the master will certainly be busy for a while. Little sister, why not go fishing with us first? The disciples eagerly agreed, wanting to ask her name, since calling her heaven earth grass didn't sound very nice. Enlightenment sword proudly stated, my name is Enlightenment sword. Please take care of me. The disciples were petrified. Did the master give you that name? Maybe you should just stick to heaven earth grass. Inside the innate cave abode, Hanju and Xing Hongshan were catching up, seeing the many demon path tokens before him, most of which carried the aura of union realm demon cultivators. Hanju teased Xing Hongshan, you're really lucky to have encountered so many strong beings and come back in one piece. Xing Hongshan's tone was full of jest. Husband, are you afraid of offending them? In my heart, not even a saint of the tribulation crossing realm could beat you, let alone those from the union realm. What is there to fear? Hanju playfully responded, of course I'm scared. They have strong backgrounds. If we fight and I kill someone, their master would seek revenge, and I would have to find a way to kill their master too. It's very troublesome. Xing Hongshan thought about it and realized he had a point. It's not peaceful outside recently, so don't go out. You're already at the nascent soul realm, so your lifespan should be close to 1,000 years, right? Since you have plenty of time, why not stay by my side and cultivate properly? Hearing Hanju suggest she stay, Xing Hongshan immediately blushed and buried her head in Hanju's chest. Right, husband, I have something for you. As she spoke, she began to rummage around inside her collar. Hanju thought to himself, do all women in this world keep their treasures in this place? Soon, Xing Hongshan pulled out a pink crystal shard. This stone is about the same size as the one that fell from the sky before, and it also blocks spiritual sense. The difference is this one seems to have been sealed by someone on purpose. Hanju frowned and forcefully broke through with his spiritual sense. With a boom, the stone still retained the previous owner's memories. It was a palace, located above the sea of clouds, with tall gates of a celestial realm standing high, and 2 large characters shining with dazzling golden light on them. Celestial court. Hanju was shocked when he saw a huge mountain rushing towards him. Only when he broke through the clouds did Hanju realize that it wasn't a mountain, but a massive monster that reached the sky. Above the clouds, heavenly soldiers were arrayed in formation, banners bearing the large character for emperor. There stood a person in the sky, looking down proudly at the gigantic creature. If not the heavenly emperor, who else could it be? The monster gathered a golden light in its mouth, preparing to shoot a spell at the heavenly emperor. The heavenly emperor slowly raised his hand and slightly extended a finger, saying, sword that cleaves the primordial chaos. Instantly, a streak of green light shot out, turning the massive monster into ashes in a moment. Hanju's spiritual sense was also instantly pulled back to reality, and the system immediately prompted a significant increase in his spiritual sense. Interesting. All this happened so quickly that Xing Hongshan thought Hanju had just zoned out for a moment. Not bad, not bad. Indeed a good treasure, Hanju said with a satisfied smile, then took out the 9-star spirit stepping boots to give to Xing Hongshan. Watching the boots surrounded by flying flies, Xing Hongshan exclaimed, are you sure they don't have athlete's foot? Following the principle of reciprocity, Hanju put down the boots and excused himself to go out and give guidance to his disciples. Xing Hongshan was not willing to let him go so easily. Husband, boots, and such are not important. You know what I want, right? Saying so, she pounced on Hanju like a hungry tiger. Hanju sighed helplessly. Can't we just cultivate in peace? No matter how much Hanju struggled, he couldn't escape Xing Hongshan's clutches. Hanju's cries echoed through ascetic immortal mountain, reaching Enlightenment sword, who was fishing. Not understanding the situation, she asked, what's happening to the master? Chick told her, the master is about to be eaten again. Enlightenment sword, inexperienced in worldly matters, turned to rush to save Hanju, but was stopped by Chick's wing. You seem a bit too eager. Don't spoil the master's good time. Enlightenment sword kept asking, and Chick had no choice but to tell her, you'll understand eventually. A month later, Xing Hongshan emerged from the innate cave abode, her face glowing with health, constantly praising. The tribulation crossing realm is indeed different, much more vigorous than before. Chick was busy flattering Xing Hongshan, while Enlightenment sword noticed that this woman was covered in her master's scent. Could it be that the master had encountered some misfortune? She immediately flew into the cave abode, and the scene before her made her cry. Master, oh master, what has happened to you? She was extremely distressed and quickly asked Hanju, master, are you injured? Dark prison chicken said you were eaten by that woman. That woman? Hanju grabbed Enlightenment sword's face. Don't keep saying that woman. That woman. She is your mistress. Have you forgotten that she was the one who brought you here? Enlightenment sword then realized that this woman was indeed the master's legitimate wife. Hanju knew that this darn chicken was spouting nonsense again. It was time to teach it a lesson. After so many years, it's unclear how the cultivation world outside has changed. Could it be that those scoundrels trafficking souls and bodies are causing trouble in the world again? Hanju checked his social connections and emails, having not scrolled through his friends' updates for over a decade. Hanju frowned. Mafuchu and Zhou Fan, this pair of brothers, have had it tough. One is sealed away, and the other has died and reincarnated. The one sealed doesn't know when he'll see the light of day again, and the reincarnated one has to start all over. It's uncertain when they'll be able to meet again. The influence of the demon emperor will eventually reach Great Swallow. Hanju felt a sense of crisis. I must concentrate on my cultivation. The path of survivor cultivation is the most difficult. I must ensure that I can kill an enemy with one strike when encountered. Outside the cave abode, watching Xing Hongshan and Enlightenment sword run around for their master, Sun Chan shook his head and chuckled. What is love in this world? Even a blade of grass can have feelings. Dark prison chicken swaggered over and said, Chanin, are you in a bad mood today because you didn't go fishing? Sun Chan shook his head. I'm just marveling that even a blade of grass can have feelings. Dark Prison Chicken clicked her tongue. I understand. Let it go. Xiao Mei has already left. Sun Chan's smile instantly froze. Dark Prison Chicken jokingly said, Xiao Mei is indeed dead. She died outside while on an expedition 10 years ago. Li Qingzi, knowing her past with Sun Chanen, specially informed him. Since then, besides cultivating and fishing, Sun Chanen has mostly been absent-minded. Dark Prison Chicken laughed. It's better that she's dead, since she didn't fancy you anyway. Concentrate on your cultivation. After you ascend, I'll send you a fairy. Yang Tiandong couldn't stand it anymore. Brother Chicken, how many times have I told you not to provoke him? Murong Chi, disliking the bullying of his master, stood up and said, Chicken Lord, let's have a sparring session. Junior brother, let's go together. Fang Liang also stood up. Okay, eager to try. Their cultivation having improved recently. They had been eager to teach the fat chicken a lesson. Dark Prison Chicken, though disdainful, felt a sense of crisis. These two fools are advancing too quickly. Sooner or later, they will surpass me. If only there was another judo. Dark Prison Chicken looked up at the trunk of the Fusan tree, a bold idea popping into his mind. What if it leaves the Fusan tree for a while? Brilliant. Perhaps it's a good plan. Today's battle record. Dark Prison Chicken triumphed. In the blink of an eye, another 13 years have passed. The Pavilion at the World's End in ancient Origin Province is facing an existential crisis, with countless demon cultivators attacking. All disciples of the Pavilion at the World's End have been killed, leaving only the young Pavilion Master alive. The Demon Emperor ordered him to immediately surrender and pledge allegiance, or he could spare his life. However, the young Pavilion Master, adhering to the righteous path, activated all his spiritual power and self-detonated using his fusion void realm strength, taking all the present demon cultivators with him. The old Pavilion Master cried inconsolably upon hearing of his son's death. The Demon Path dynasty, led by the Demon Emperor, began attacking righteous path sects all over, with unstoppable momentum, consecutively destroying righteous path sects. 9 Cauldron Sage intended to unite the major sects in sacred lands to start a counterattack. Gentlemen, with the invasion of the Demon Path, we must not sit idly by. The righteous path must join forces and start a counterattack. It's worth mentioning that all Demon Path sects in Great Swallow have already evacuated, leaving no Demon Path sects except for rogue cultivators in Great Swallow now. Of course, it's best to consult the God-slaying elder before engaging in warfare. At this moment, 9 Cauldron Sage personally came to visit Hanju. Hanju's first reaction was that something must have happened to the Jade Pure sect again. 9 Cauldron Sage spoke seriously. The Demon Emperor has already started waging war against the righteous path. The world is in chaos. I wanted to ask for your opinion. Should we fight or flee in this war? Hanju said calmly. My view is simple. Continue to focus on development. The Jade Pure Holy sect is not the number 1 sect in the world, and it might not even rank among the third-rate sects. With our current strength, we cannot change the overall situation. Instead of becoming cannon fodder, it's better to cultivate properly. Seeing Enlightenment Sword, 9 Cauldron Sage was taken aback. Elder Han, hiding a beauty in your golden house. The sky won't fall as long as the righteous path's holy lands stand. The heavenly immortal mansion alone is enough to give the demon path a hard time. Why should we get involved? After hearing this, 9 Cauldron Sage thought it made sense. He hesitated for a moment and then asked, Elder Han, what's your current cultivation level? Hanju answered, still in the tribulation crossing realm. The word still and deeply struck 9 Cauldron Sage. He knew Hanju's age was over 500 years. He had never heard of a great cultivator in the tribulation crossing realm who was as young as 500 years old. That was utterly outrageous. Go on. Even if the Demon Emperor comes to Great Swallow, I'm still here. Hearing this from Hanju, 9 Cauldron Sage felt reassured, immediately bid farewell and left. Enlightenment Sword curiously asked who the old man was. Hanju told her to be polite. He is the sect leader of the Jade Pure Holy sect. Enlightenment Sword excitedly asked Hanju, can I go visit the Jade Pure sect? Go ahead and tell Dark Prison Chicken and the others not to leave the Jade Pure Holy sect recently. Enlightenment Sword was overjoyed and immediately left. At this time, Hanju received another system notification. Wang Jihao has been attacked over 50,000 times. Did he poke a hornet's nest of demon cultivators? A man stood on the mountainside with a sword in his hand. His robe was dyed in blood, turning it deep red. Despite his messy hair, his killing intent was overwhelming. This person was Wang Jihao. Wang Jihao was breathing heavily. He had been fighting for 5 days and nights, with his spiritual power nearly exhausted. Wang Jihao's face was grim. He felt an unprecedented crisis. He knew he was no match for the demon before him. Could this demon be stronger than that senior? If I don't even have the courage to face this demon, what's the point of living cowardly? Bring it on. As many as you come, as many will serve as my cushion. Just as Wang Jihao was about to lift his sword, a vast oppressive force came from all directions. Since ancient times, evil has not overcome good. Facing the demon path, righteous path cultivators should rather die than surrender. Wang Jihao took a deep breath, knowing that righteous path cultivators had arrived. Luo Qiuma, do you really think the righteous path has no one? Luo Qiuma snorted coldly. Where did this old fool come from? Courting death. Another cultivator behind the elderly man spoke. I, ancestor, have been in seclusion for 1,000 years. Today, hearing that the demon path wants to control the world is truly a joke. Luo Qiuma sized up the 5 people before him, led by the heavenly immortal mansion ancestor Ji. 5 of the 12 Taoists from the heavenly immortal mansion had arrived. The Taoists greeted each other, completely ignoring Luo Qiuma, and then prepared to use the heavenly star demon sealing technique. Thus, the 5 of them engaged in battle with Luo Qiuma. At this time, the Jade Pure sect was also paying attention to the situation of the world's battles. When they learned that the great powers of the righteous path had consecutively emerged from seclusion, the elders of the Jade Pure Holy sect were overjoyed, and many elders even wanted to participate in this grand demon slaying tide. The elders were very puzzled. This is a great opportunity for the Jade Pure Holy sect to make a name for itself. If we miss this chance, who knows how long we will have to wait. 9 Cauldron Sage, well aware of the god-slaying elder stance, and since there were no orders to attack the demon path, understood that the situation was not as simple as it seemed at first glance. Although the demon path was being pushed back, the demon emperor had yet to show himself, clearly indicating that there were still moves to be made. Next, we must defend Great Swallow at all costs, and we cannot allow ourselves to be rash and disrupt the grand plan of the god-slaying elder. Time passed, and 7 years went by. Fang Liang had already broken through to the nascent soul realm. Fang Liang's displayed talent was even more fierce than Murong Chi, making the disciples and grand disciples admire Hanju even more. In their view, this was all thanks to Hanju's ability to change fate against the heavens. Chick was amazed at Fang Liang's rapid progress. It won't be long before this kid surpasses me. I bully his master every day. I have to ensure this kid doesn't seek revenge on me later. Chick then looked at the Fusan tree. I can't wait any longer. I need to find an opportunity to implement my Judo 2.0 plan. At this moment, Enlightenment Sword called Murong Chi and Fang Liang into the cave. The master has summoned you too. Fang Liang was nervous. Could the Grandmaster be summoning us because we've made a mistake? Murong Chi, clever as ever, had already guessed the Grandmaster's intentions. Have you forgotten the promise the Grandmaster made to you? He must be planning to personally give you guidance. Fang Liang's mood instantly brightened. He has been looking forward to this day for a long time. The two entered the cave and paid their respects to Hanju. Both of you have exceptional talents. Today, I will pass on to you the 4 great secret techniques of our Han sect. That Hanju mobilized his spiritual power and infused the secret techniques into their spiritual senses. 3 pure shadow sword, 7-fold illusion step, myriad thunderstorm, and wind god technique. He transmitted all 4 secret techniques to them. These 4 secret techniques will ensure that the two of you can fight when you encounter enemies, defend when outnumbered, break through when encircled, and escape when facing stronger foes. I hope you two can take 1 step and cover 10, walk 1,000 to 10,000 steps, and securely tread the path to longevity. The two removed the tears and bowed to Hanju, expressing that they would stay by their master's side in this life and accompany him on the path to longevity. However, Hanju smiled slightly. Today, I impart these techniques to you not to confine you within these mountains. You too, go. Fang Liang asked tentatively. Grandmaster, why are you sending me away? Did I do something wrong? Hanju said with a bitter smile. What fault could you possibly have? Hanju had his own plans. Fang Liang, as a child of heaven and earth, reached the nascent soul realm in just a short period. Even Murong Chi, with his reincarnated war god's talent, couldn't match his speed. After so many years in the mountains, Fang Liang had developed a cautious character. With his cautious nature and the fate of heaven and earth, he might find it difficult to seek death in the future. Murong Chi's personality was the exact opposite of Fang Liang's. Currently, ascetic cultivation was progressing too slowly for him. The talent of a war god needed trials to break through. Hanju reassured them. Both of you are prodigies. You entered my sect at a young age, and while your cultivation has been smooth, you lack worldly experience. Murong Chi cautiously asked, do you want us to go out for trials like the other sect disciples? That's right, and it's going to be the long-term kind of trial, just like your second senior brother. Murong Chi was secretly delighted. The Grandmaster finally agreed to let me leave the mountain. He had long wanted to venture far and wide, believing his talent could make him a respected powerhouse. Although he never doubted the Grandmaster's strength, not everyone is suited for ascetic cultivation. The outside world might not have a blessed land like ascetic immortal mountain, but strong individuals can always create their own conditions. Unexpectedly, Fang Liang bowed again. I have no interest in the mundane world. I only wish to pursue longevity with the Grandmaster. Hanju patted Fang Liang's head. The path to longevity is not as simple as you think. A nascent soul cultivator must cultivate both body and mind. To complete your immortal journey, you must fill in the gaps with worldly experiences. Murong Chi quickly patted Fang Liang. The Grandmaster is right. You should listen to him. I'll take you out to see the world. Although Fang Liang was reluctant, Hanju didn't want to say more. Go, gain some experience. Having said that, he teleported the two out of the innate cave abode. Before they left, Hanju added one more piece of advice. Those who seek experience in the world must break free from worldly attachments to truly understand the essence of heaven and earth. You can take on sect missions, And if you ever feel tired, you are always welcome to come back. Yang Tiandong, Sun Chanen, and Chick were all stunned. This was the first time the master had allowed anyone to go down the mountain for trials. Yang Tiandong, with his rich experience, advised the two: if you can beat them to death. If you can't, quickly acknowledge them as your foster father. Chick, knowing well that going down the mountain for trials is nowhere as comfortable as ascetic cultivation here, commented: when you two return, my Shudo 2.0 plan will surely be complete. By then, you two lads just wait to be crushed by Chicken Lord. Enlightenment Sword, quite puzzled, looked at them. Master, is going out for trials really that important? I found it quite boring when I went down the mountain. Hanju explained: your growth experiences span thousands of years, so naturally, you find the world uninteresting. Out for trials really that important? I found it quite boring when I went down the mountain. Hanju explained: your growth experiences span thousands of years, so naturally, you find the world uninteresting. Just focus on your cultivation. Your talent is no less than theirs, and with no lack of character, you'll catch up with them soon with some effort. Enlightenment Sword nodded. Yes, master. After the two left, Hanju felt a bit of loss, but soon calmed himself. I follow my own path, and you have your own stage. The future world will surely have a place for you. I wonder who will bring a bigger surprise when they return next time. Will that lad have become immortal by then? The remaining three stood on the mountain top, looking out. As a master, Sun Chanen naturally worried about his disciples. Chick also thought of Doggy, whom it hadn't seen in many years, wondering if it was still alive. Yang Tiandong advised it not to worry too much. That Doggy was tough. You'd better worry more about your own cultivation. Speaking of Doggy, its and Suchi's lives weren't going well, still serving as minions to the Demon Emperor. Another 8 years passed in a flash. Taking advantage of Hanju's closed-door cultivation, Chick secretly moved its nest down from the Fusan tree, eagerly awaiting the arrival of Shudo. Suddenly, one day, a purple aurora lit up the sky, and Chick looked up excitedly, exclaiming: it's here, it's here. The disciples of the true martial sect also saw this phenomenon, with one reporting: Elder Shengwan, someone has comprehended the ancient way of the sword again. Shengwan Qiuqian had grown accustomed to this, as Hanju would pull off such a feat every so often. On the other hand, inside the innate cave abode, Hanju, who had just reached the cave of the sword, Hanju's caught your bigger surprise. After the two left, just focus on your cultivation. Your talent found it and will surely be complete. By then, you two lads just wait to be crushed by Chicken Lord. Enlightenment Sword, quite puzzled, looked at them. Master, is going out for trials really that important? I found it quite boring when I went down the mountain. Hanju explained: your growth experiences span thousands of years, so naturally, you find the world uninteresting. Just focus on your cultivation. Your talent is no less than theirs, and with no lack of character, you'll catch up with them soon with some effort. Enlightenment Sword nodded. Yes, master. After the two left, Hanju felt a bit of loss, but soon calmed himself. I follow my own path, and you have your own stage. The future world will surely have a place for you. I wonder who will bring a bigger surprise when they return next time. Will that lad have become immortal by then? The remaining three stood on the mountain top, looking out. As a master, Sun Chanen naturally worried about his disciples. Chick also thought of Doggy, whom it hadn't seen in many years, wondering if it was still alive. Yang Tiandong advised it not to worry too much. That Doggy was tough. You'd better worry more about your own cultivation. Speaking of Doggy, its and Suchi's lives weren't going well, still serving as minions to the Demon Emperor. Another 8 years passed in a flash. Taking advantage of Hanju's closed-door cultivation, Chick secretly moved its nest down from the Fusan tree, eagerly awaiting the arrival of Shudo. Suddenly, one day, a purple aurora lit up the sky, and Chick looked up excitedly, exclaiming: it's here, it's here. The disciples of the true martial sect also saw this phenomenon, with one reporting: Elder Shengwan, someone has comprehended the ancient way of the sword again. Shengwan Qiuqian had grown accustomed to this, as Hanju would pull off such a feat every so often. On the other hand, inside the innate cave abode, Hanju, who had just reached the 6th level of the Tribulation Crossing realm, couldn't wait to have a mock battle with Xian Qingjun. This time, Hanju didn't immediately lose. Using all his skills and ultimate moves, he managed to fight Xian Qingjun for a few minutes and ultimately secured a hard-fought victory. Although he won, he had used everything he had. In a real fight, his opponent wouldn't give him so much time. The Demon Emperor and Xian Qingjun have the same cultivation level. It will be troublesome if I can't defeat them instantly, Hanju thought. At this moment, Hanju also saw the anomaly in the sky. Someone has entered the long river of the way of the sword. Come to think of it, the last time I comprehended it was when I was at the Union realm level. Now that I'm at the Tribulation Crossing realm, it's time to go in for another look. Seeing someone else comprehend the ancient way of the sword, Shengwan Qiuqian, already in a bad mood, felt even worse. Then, unexpectedly, a junior came to report again. Elder Shengwan, someone has comprehended the ancient way of the sword again. What? Wasn't it just? Shengwan Qiuqian was puzzled. This time the color seems different. It was purple just now, but now it's purple gold. That's the symbol of reaching the pinnacle of the ancient way of the sword. The junior explained. Shengwan Qiuqian completely broke down. The same day, two natural phenomena. Is the ancient way of the sword that common? I'm so tired. I really want to retire. At this moment, Hanju familiarly arrived at the long river of the way of the sword. This time was different. He could control his consciousness to move forward or stop. This time, I should be able to meet that senior again. Hanju silently thought. He walked at a steady pace, surpassing shadow after shadow. He paid attention to the fleeting images of sword cultivators along the way. After a while, Hanju saw a familiar figure waiting for him ahead. He immediately greeted. Senior, long time no see. Are you well? The figure snorted lightly. It hasn't been that long. I just didn't expect you to come back so quickly. This time, I won't stop you. Go ahead and seek your death. Hanju came up to him, clasped his fists, and laughed. Ah, senior jests. Thanks for your help previously. Please, could you tell me your name? After I ascend, I will surely visit to express my gratitude. The guardian spoke coldly. Don't try to cozy up to me. I guard the long river of the way of the sword simply to protect it. Attaching oneself to the powerful does not lead to greatness. On this point, you are inferior to the previous genius who came here. Though he did not progress as far as you, his temperament was excellent. It won't be difficult for him to become a sword immortal someday. Hanju was surprised. So someone did come here before. Curiously, he asked, what is that person's name? The guardian indicated that he couldn't explicitly mention matters of karma, but could tell Hanju that he and that person were karmically linked. Hanju thought hard. Not as far along as me, so his cultivation should be below mine. If there's someone with innate destiny who can also be called a genius, then it must be Huang Jihao, who has reached the fusion void realm with an innate sword heart. Senior, is the person you mentioned named Huang Jihao? Hanju asked. The guardian immediately clammed up. This man has something indeed. If you've deduced matters of heaven's Tao, don't blame it on me. As Hanju passed by the mysterious figure, just one step brought immense pressure. He continued forward. The second step, the third step. He had stopped at the third step last time, unable to progress further. This time, Hanju took another step. The fourth step. The mysterious figure warned him. If you insist on courting death, don't expect me to save you this time. Hanju gritted his teeth. Of course, I won't trouble you, senior. With the fifth step, a terrifying pressure hit him, causing immense pain. When he tried to take the sixth step, he couldn't lift his foot, feeling his chest constricting, unable to breathe. Kid, if you proceed, you're likely to have your soul explode. This is not a joke. If you see blue flames that can burn the soul, it's heaven's Tao warning you not to go further. Stop now. Did you hear me? That's enough. Despite saying he wouldn't interfere, the mysterious figure still urged Hanju to stop. A soul explosion could harm his physical body, and even if he didn't perish, his cultivation would significantly decline. However, Hanju ignored the warnings and took the sixth step beyond tight, enduring the soul burning flames. Hanju smiled slightly. Don't worry, Han, never fight unprepared battles. The mysterious figure was astonished. He actually did it. His spiritual sense strength must be close to Tai's to manage that. Why can he proceed to this point with his tribulation crossing realm cultivation? The stone Xing Hongxian gave to Hanju played a major role, strengthening his spiritual sense. Hanju knew reaching this point in the tribulation crossing realm was already the limit. How much further could he go if he reached the Mahayana realm? Every additional step now was one step closer to the path of longevity. Hanju's spiritual sense began to withdraw from the long river of the way of the sword, and he spoke to thank the mysterious figure. My goal has been achieved, so I won't disturb the senior's cultivation any longer. The mysterious figure marveled at someone taking 6 steps and still being able to leave unscathed. I guess after 1,000 years or so when he returns from the Mahayana. No, maybe not even 100 years are needed. A mere mortal was able to take 6 steps beyond Tai in the way of the sword long river. Such a talent in the way of the sword has already surpassed the limit of the mundane world, exceeding all sword cultivators of the myriad realms. What is the background of this kid? Seems like I need to inform my true self. Finally, something amusing after a million years. At this moment, Hanju's spiritual sense returned to the innate cave abode, and his spiritual power suddenly erupted, causing his cultivation to skyrocket. The robust spiritual energy burst out from the innate cave abode. To avoid affecting others, Hanju activated a system barrier to seal off the cave. After 7 days, his cultivation stopped increasing. Although there was still some distance from the 7th level of the tribulation crossing realm, it was already greater than several years of ascetic cultivation. The system then prompted, Zhang Guxing has developed a favorable impression of you, currently at 1 star. Zhang Guxing has guarded the way of the sword for a million years. Because of your supreme talent in the way of the sword, he has developed a favorable impression of you, but he still has significant doubts about your temperament. If you intentionally strike up a conversation with him again, it will provoke his dislike. Seeing the note, Hanju felt awkward. Is this what it means to be a powerhouse? So aloof. If I ignore him next time, will his favorable impression increase? Relying on the powerful won't lead to greatness. Alright, the senior is right. Forging oneself is crucial. To truly achieve longevity, earnest cultivation is the only way, and one should never rely on the strength of others. Hanju thought to himself. The system popped up another notification. Your divine ability, heaven and earth mysterious yellow unrivaled sword finger, has been greatly enhanced and upgraded to Tai divine ability. Now his means for long-range combat were also complete. Hanju decided to have another simulated battle with Xian Qingjun, setting the simulation level to the 3rd layer of the Mahayana realm. Even in simulated trials, one must proceed with caution, Hanju thought. However, he was already familiar with Xian Qingjun's combat routines, having tested her thousands of times before. The tactics of the 3rd layer of the Mahayana realm are unchanging, utterly lacking in creativity. Using the heaven and earth mysterious yellow unrivaled sword finger, Hanju executed a move that instantly killed his opponent. The simulation ended in 2 seconds, excluding the time spent talking. It was about 1 second. Going to the way of the sword long river really skyrocketed my progress. Hanju mused to himself. Should I increase the difficulty? Hanju planned to up the challenge again and subsequently raise the difficulty to the 4th layer of the Mahayana realm. It was still an instant kill. Hiss, worthy of being a Tai sword move. 1 finger and she's done 4. Hanju marveled. My cultivation isn't at Mahayana, but I have techniques beyond Mahayana. Isn't that a bit too ostentatious? But it should be enough to deal with the demon emperor. After all, the higher the cultivation, the greater the disparity at the same level. The system indicated that the demon lord is highly unlikely to intervene in the fight, leaving only those 4 demon sovereigns as opponents. Hanju directly increased the difficulty to the 6th layer of the Mahayana realm. Such level of power could not be underestimated, as the outcome of battles between masters could be decided in an instant. Fortunately, Hanju knew all of Xian Qingjun's starting habits. As long as I'm strong enough to take the initiative, victory is assured. But in an instant, the demon lord appeared before him, revealing a sinister smile, and immediately pierced through Hanju's avatar. Hanju was unwilling to give up, and after several battles, it was proven that his reaction speed indeed wasn't as fast as that of the 6th layer of the Mahayana realm, and his avatar suffered a lot. I can't beat it. Better to cultivate to Mahayana before considering fighting 4 at once. Hanju thought helplessly. Just then, the system brought another update. The friend circle was still bustling. Luo Qiuma is actually dead. Doesn't that change it to fighting 3 instead of 4? Wonder which deity did it. Hanju was surprised. At this moment, in a dark cave somewhere, Luo Qiuma lamented in his last moment. How is this possible? You're only at the 9th layer of the tribulation crossing realm. A man sneered coldly. This sword is on behalf of my ancestor. Luo Qiuma instantly understood. Heavenly immortal mansion. Ancestor G, could it be you are? That's right. Just came out of seclusion and got this job. Although it's a bit troublesome, I'll give you a discount. I'll leave your body intact. Die gratefully. 5 years later, the speed of cultivation with the enlightenment sword is considered fast. It is estimated that it won't be long before it can attempt to break through to the nascent soul realm. Yang Tiandong is also about to achieve the spirit transformation realm, while the dark prison chicken is still struggling in the fusion void realm with slower cultivation progress. The dark prison chicken thought gloomily, why am I not the same as my master? Finally consolidated, Hanju broke through to the 7th level of the tribulation crossing realm. He looked at his list of friends and foes with satisfaction and said to himself, compared to the cultivators in my circle, my breakthrough speed is absolutely unparalleled. Hanju also thought, Jinaya, oh Jinaya, I hope I get the chance to kill you. Don't die before you meet me. Master Jingshu hurried to Hanju and said respectfully, Elder Han, sorry to disturb you. Could you please go to the secret temple? Maju insists on seeing you. The secret temple? Has something happened to Maju? Hanju asked curiously. Since the incident with the Mo family's demonic techniques, Maju has been semi-confined to the secret temple, quietly cultivating. Maju pleaded, I want to go out. Please let me go. My clan members are waiting for me to rescue them. I must save them. Hanju asked suspiciously. Are they asking you for help? Yes. Maju nodded. How did she receive the message? Has anyone been here? Hanju turned to ask Master Jingshu. Master Jingshu shook his head. No, the barriers can block spiritual sense, and even carrier pigeons are impossible. Hanju thought to himself, well, did the Mo family set up a chat group in their bloodline? How did they manage to communicate? Thinking this, Hanju decisively refused. No, I promised Mafuchu to take care of you. Nowadays, demon cultivators rampant outside. You don't even have the spirit transformation cultivation. Going out would mean a certain death, not to mention your Mo family ancestors. Maju said earnestly. I know what you are worried about. You're worried that I will be deceived by the Mo family ancestors. But although our Mo family belongs to the demon path, we are not cold-hearted. Now, the entire Mo family is sealed. Only I am still somewhat free. If I don't save them, the Mo family will be gone. It took me a lot to find out that besides my brother, there are other people in the Mo family. I really can't bear to see them suffer. Hanju sighed and asked, you might really die if you go out. Are you sure you want to go? Even if it means death, I'm not afraid. Maju replied firmly. Well, if you are determined to go, then go. Keep this safe. Put it in your storage ring. It can save your life in times of crisis. Once you leave this time, don't ever fantasize about me coming out to save you. After saying this, Hanju turned and left, leaving behind one last sentence. If you die, we can only continue our destiny in the next life. Yes. Maju nodded silently. Master Jingshu looked at Maju and said, the seal on the secret temple has been lifted. You can leave at any time. While you are outside, do not follow in the footsteps of Mafuchu and Zhou Fan, bringing shame to our sect. Yes, thank you, Elder Jingshu, for your care over these years. Maju bid farewell to Master Jingshu. Master Jingshu hesitated. Is there anything else, Elder? My family is still suffering. If I stay, my obsession will turn into a heart demon. Master Jingshu sighed. Well, then be extra careful on your journey. If I can return safely, I will always stay by your side to serve you. Elder, we will meet again. Maju bid farewell to Master Jingshu and left alone. As soon as Maju stepped out of the mountain gate, she sensed a subtle aura. You ghost, I know it's you. Maju murmured softly. You actually noticed me? I thought I hid myself quite well. Hanju's voice echoed in Maju's mind. The world is fraught with danger. Knowing you can sense and avoid threats reassures me. A 6 paths ultimate seal appeared on Maju. With the 6 paths ultimate seal, even if you unfortunately die, I can find you. If anyone dares to mess with you, this heaven's puppet can annihilate them, including those in the tribulation crossing realm up to the 5th level. Hanju thought reluctantly, moiling. I won't curse you anymore. I hope you can take care of yourself. It seems I should also thank my parents for abandoning me in this life, saving me a lot of trouble. Hanju said self-deprecatingly. Parents? The master's parents? Enlightenment sword asked curiously. So many years have passed. They might have turned into bones by now, but they could also still be alive. Hanju fell into reminiscence. Back then, I was young and ignorant, unable to understand the meaning behind my parents' words. I only remember my father mentioning a region, saying that taking a child was too troublesome. I can't remember the details. They were probably planning their escape. In the end, they said, we're going out for a bit and we'll come back soon to pick you up. That sentence has stayed with me to this day. From that day on, I never saw my parents return. Old Tai once launched a search operation. Soon, 2 teams returned, obviously with bad news, as Old Tai's face was quite ugly. They went to that place. How could? Old Tai didn't tell me the truth, but the answer was clear from the daily labor and living off others' charity, until Old Tai wanted to see me on his deathbed, probably to plead for my parents. Unfortunately, I missed it, but I didn't need Old Tai's reminder. I understood. The system had already warned me with the favor and hatred mechanism. They were still thinking of me. They would surely generate favor. I once fantasized about seeing my parents' names in the list of friends, but it never happened. People are gone. Why should I waste time? Everyone has their own will. I'll lend a hand to those around me if I can, but I won't sacrifice myself for them. The path of cultivation is destined to be lonely. In the end, all one can be responsible for is oneself, and I have only one goal: to achieve immortality. Rest assured, Master, I will always be by your side. Enlightenment sword said. Hanju shook his head. It's hard to say. Unexpected things are not for us to decide. If one day you two must leave due to some unavoidable and inseparable matters, I won't forcibly keep you. Then, Master, shall we go fishing? Chicken Lord said it's the season of plenty, and there are many big fish. Enlightenment sword suggested. Sure, it's good to balance work and leisure. Hanju agreed. Chick said, Master, why did you let Fang Yang go? Ever since he left, we've been returning empty-handed from fishing every day. 2.5 years later, on the mountain peak of the Jade Pure Sat, Dark Prison Chicken was performing a courtship dance. 9 Cauldron Sage commented, what's the point? A courtship dance? Is this chicken looking for a partner? Hanju also noticed and asked, what brings the sect leader true person here? 9 Cauldron Sage excitedly said, Elder Han, good news. Just as you predicted, even without our intervention, the demon path won't succeed. How so? Did the saints enter the battle? Hanju asked. Elder Han is truly precious. Mansion. Indeed, the Heavenly Immortal Mansion sent people. One of the 5 venerables of the demon path, Luo Chioma. You must have heard of him, right? He had old grievances with one of the sacred lands. The Heavenly Immortal Mansion, the ancestor of the Heavenly Immortal Mansion, seeking revenge for being severely injured by him years ago, dispatched the sect's strongest genius disciple, who in front of numerous demon cultivators boldly executed him. Those demon cultivators are now utterly disheartened. You know, that genius had just turned 1,000 years old. That outrageous. To kill Luo Chioma, one must be at least at the Mahayana cultivation level. 1,000-year-old Mahayana. Are the geniuses outside really that terrifying now? Hanju exclaimed. Not sure about that. It shouldn't be that exaggerated. Now that Luo Chioma is dead, has the demon path calmed down? Hanju asked, puzzled. On the contrary, while Luo Chioma's death has indeed panicked the lower-ranked demon cultivators, it has intensified the conflicts between the higher echelons of the righteous and demonic paths. It's said that the other 4 venerables of the demon path are about to make their appearance. One of them has even reached the 8th level of the Mahayana realm. The situation is indeed not optimistic. Sighed 9 Cauldron Sage. The 8th level of the Mahayana realm. Could that be the strongest among the demon path? 9 Cauldron Sage took a sip of tea and replied, it should be. There has never been a record of a demon path cultivator at the 9th level of the Mahayana realm in the mortal realm. Why? Most likely, they were forced to ascend. Hanju thought of Xian Qingjun. Will Xian Qingjun be involved? She doesn't seem to be entirely on the side of the demon path. She's so powerful it seems to be wary of something. There shouldn't be any problems, right? At that moment, the system alerted. Innate Destiny individual detected. Would you like to view their origin? Innate Destiny individual, Hanju exclaimed, immediately choosing to view. Ji Xianjun, Tribulation crossing realm 9th level, born with an invincible heart, believes himself to be the only divine immortal above all mortals. Extremely arrogant, born in the Heavenly Immortal Mansion, reached golden core at 100 years old. Nascent soul at 200. The strongest genius in the history of Heavenly Immortal Mansion has been in seclusion cultivating, forced to come out due to the war between the righteous and demonic paths. Heard that Jade Pure Sex Loki is the #1 cultivator in the world. Came to challenge. Hanju suddenly asked, sect leader, is the person who killed Luo Chioma called Ji Xianjun? What's Xianjun? Ji Xianjun. You don't know? I'm not sure either. The news traveled so far. A lot of information was lost. 9 Cauldron Sage said embarrassingly. Hanju quickly sent 9 Cauldron Sage off. Sect leader, you continue drinking. I'll step out for a moment. Hanju thought to himself, the alert has already appeared, which means the person is nearby. I fear they come with ill intent. Ji Xianjun is extremely arrogant. The previous Jilanchan was also arrogant in character. Does the Heavenly Immortal Mansion produce egomaniacs? Both individuals are many times stronger than their peers. It seems the waters of the Heavenly Immortal Mansion are deeper than imagined. Hanju immediately checked for the strongest person within the Jade Pure sect and quickly locked onto Ji Xianjun. He entered the simulation trial system and took a glance at Ji Xianjun. A cultivator at the 4th level of the Mahayana realm might not necessarily be my opponent, let alone someone at the 9th level of the Tribulation crossing realm. Let's keep this control within 10 seconds. However, this time he miscalculated. Ji Xianjun took the initiative in an instant. Hanju's cheek was slashed in a flash. This move doesn't seem like a sword technique. What kind of technique is this? Its speed is comparable to Xian Qingjun. Hanju immediately executed the reincarnation sword intent, which was blocked by Ji Xianjun using a sword as a shield. Powered by energy, a sword made of fragments. The control over spiritual energy must be ridiculously strong. The fragments scattered on the ground are recalled by Ji Xianjun, piercing Hanju's body one by one. Then Ji Xianjun charges towards Hanju, giving him no chance to catch his breath. Hanju unleashes the reincarnation sword intent with a flick of his finger, but it is once again blocked by Ji Xianjun's sword shield. Following that, Hanju executes the 7-fold illusion step, transforming into 7 Hanjus surrounding Ji Xianjun. The 7 Hanjus simultaneously unleash the 3 pure worlds extermination. Ji Xianjun counters with the Heavenly Immortal Mansion secret technique, lustrous like cocoon, which not only blocks the power of the 3 pure worlds extermination, but also boosts his own aura to the Mahayana realm. Ji Xianjun gives a cold smile. My shield can block your attacks 3 times. I'm afraid you won't have a chance for the next 2. Ji Xianjun unleashes an AoE ultimate move. Celestial Justice quells chaos, hitting Hanju again. I underestimated you. Your weapon is bizarre and versatile. Your control over spiritual power is at its peak. Your speed rivals that of the Mahayana. You have secret techniques for bodily protection, and you can temporarily break through your strength limit. Up to now, you're the first person of the same realm to push me to this extent. No wonder you were able to kill Luo Chioma of the Mahayana realm's 4th level. Ji Xianjun stabilizes his stance in front of Hanju and gives him a cold smile. Your mastery of the sword way is very high, but don't forget your physical body remains the same, only to be suppressed. Dying by the hands of the strongest genius of the Heavenly Immortal Mansion is your supreme honor. I've won this time. Relax, clear your mind, and accept death with no distractions. Hanju watches him ramble on without saying a word. After a move, it's Ji Xianjun who ends up on the ground. Why? I couldn't break your defense. Hanju says, you made a big mistake. My tight armor is not for show. Being able to last this long against me at the same realm, you're also the first one. Exiting the virtual battle, Hanju feels somewhat troubled. It took 40 seconds. Without the ability to kill in one hit, the Jade Pure sect might be in danger. Just then, Hanju hears the sound of a flute. Someone is playing a flute, and the melody is filled with a killing aura, as if brewing a great battle. Dooku arrives in an instant, his tone filled with tension. A formidable enemy is attacking. Did Elder Dooku also notice? Fellow Taoist, it seems that only those at the Tribulation crossing realm can hear this flute sound. Since the intruder is so provocative, why not let me teach him a lesson? I'll handle it. You're not his match. The person is at the 9th level of the Tribulation crossing realm. Tens of miles away, mountains stretch endlessly. A man in green sits on a tree branch halfway up the mountain, elegantly playing a green bamboo flute. At this moment, Hanju's voice drifts over. Fellow Taoist, what is the intention behind using this probing technique? The man in green turns and looks at him with a smile. I am Ji Xianjun from the Heavenly Immortal Mansion. I heard that the Jade Pure Holy Sect has a great cultivator named Loki, considered the #1 in the world. I wish to spar with him and exchange pointers. You're looking for Loki? He has already left over 100 years ago. Ji Xianjun smiles. Where did he go? Hanju replies. He went to deal with the demon path. In that case, how about sparring with me instead, without endangering lives? I'm not your match. Ji Xianjun lets out another cold laugh. Being able to hear my flute sound, you must surely be at the Tribulation crossing realm. Moreover, I cannot see through your cultivation level. You must be very strong. Isn't that right, Loki? Hanju remains silent. He begins to ponder how to defeat Ji Xianjun. This person is extremely arrogant. If he is defeated, might it anger him? And if it becomes necessary to kill him, could it provoke the Heavenly Immortal Mansion? At this moment, Ji Xianjun laughs and spreads his hands. Fellow Taoist Loki, I know what you're worried about. Rest assured. Ji Xianjun, swear on my talent, I will not kill you in this battle. Hanju scoffs inwardly. You really are outrageously arrogant. Hanju, feeling somewhat helpless, asks, if I win, will you persist in your efforts or even develop hatred? Ji Xianjun's smile becomes more enigmatic. No, to be honest, I am already unmatched under the heavens. How could I harbor hatred towards you? How can you say such things? When it comes to thick skin, you truly are unmatched under the heavens. How about this? We compete in spiritual power, using our palms in combat. Whoever steps back first loses. Let's go to the sky to avoid affecting the disciples of my sect. Very well. Saying this, the two of them leap up in an instant. They jump above the sea of clouds. Inside a palace on the main peak of the Jade Pure Holy Sect, Dooku is watching anxiously. It's Ji Xianjun, the #1 genius of the Heavenly Immortal Mansion, has emerged. Fellow Taoist Godslaying is in big trouble. High above the sea of clouds, the sky is vast and majestic. Hanju and Ji Xianjun stand opposite each other. Ji Xianjun gestures with his hand. Fellow Taoist Loki, please go ahead. Hanju doesn't want to strike too harshly. He extracts the thunder spiritual power from his 6 paths of spiritual power and then launches a palm strike. Seeing Hanju use a thunder technique, Ji Xianjun lets out a cold laugh. Good. My fire spiritual power can counter yours. The moment their spiritual powers collide, the sea of clouds is dispersed, sweeping across hundreds of miles. Both furrow their brows, thinking the same thing. The opponent is somewhat strong. Ji Xianjun begins to increase his spiritual power. Hanju does the same, wondering how should I act. Hanju feels somewhat conflicted. Ji Xianjun is also in a dilemma. Should I go all out? Would it be too much if I seriously injure him? The thoughts of the two are almost identical, each considering the other. As their spiritual power grows stronger, the people of ascetic Immortal Mountain exclaim, it's rare to see anyone who can match our master after so many years. Sun Chanin is also puzzled. Causing such a big commotion doesn't seem like master style. Only Chick is the most clear-headed. Master wouldn't make a move if he wasn't prepared to defeat the opponent instantly. He must be acting. Everyone disperse. The commotion has disturbed the entire Jade Pure Holy Sect, with countless disciples flying to midair to look towards Hanju and Ji Xianjun from far. Just as 9 Cauldron Sage was about to lead the elders to provide support, Dooku suddenly stopped them. This person is the #1 genius of the Heavenly Immortal Mansion, a definitive tribulation crossing realm powerhouse. Going up now would be tantamount to suicide. 9 Cauldrons calms down slightly and asks if the elders could leave any instructions. Dooku says, fellow Taoist Godslaying asked me to guard the sect to prevent it from being implicated, and indeed, I am not a match for that person. 9 Cauldrons gasps, even you are no match, then we'd be even less of a challenge. Xiao Yao feels somewhat dazed. I was also the #1 genius 5,000 years ago. Is the #1 genius from 50 years ago not as good as today's? After saying this, 9 Cauldrons tells the elders to disperse. Since Godslaying Elder has made a move, we can just go back inside and continue watching the excitement. If Godslaying Elder wasn't completely confident, he definitely wouldn't have acted. Dooku looks surprised. Do you all trust fellow Taoist Godslaying that much? At this moment, the battle in the sky has ended. At this point, Ji Xianxin's spiritual power has been scattered by Hanju's 6 paths of spiritual power. His internal energy and blood are roiling, and blood trickles from the corner of his mouth. Hanju looks at his hand helplessly. I still couldn't control my strength. I just added a bit of water spiritual power and wind spiritual power. If he can't handle the combination of 3 paths of spiritual power, there's nothing I can do. Hanju teleports in front of Ji Xianxin. If this guy starts harboring hatred, then I'll just eliminate him to avoid future problems. Ji Xianxin asks through gritted teeth, are you at the Mahayana realm? He has killed major demon cultivators at the 4th level of the Mahayana realm. How could he lose to the person in front of him? Hanju knows this person's temperament is too strong. If I tell him I'm still at the tribulation crossing realm, it might just enrage him further. Hanju hesitates for a moment, then slowly nods. Even so, Ji Xianxin still finds it hard to accept. How could I possibly lose to someone in the Mahayana realm? Why? Hanju is speechless inside. You, a 9th level tribulation crossing realm cultivator. Why can't you lose to someone in the Mahayana realm? Hanju really wants to kill him. Loki, you are the first person to defeat me, but I will defeat you next time. I am destined to be unrivaled under the heavens. I was born to be an immortal god. Hanju hastily nods, patting Ji Xianxin as if consoling a fool. I believe you. Your talent is indeed unparalleled in this world. The future will surely belong to geniuses like you. Ji Xianxin's expression improves. Fellow Taoist Loki, you indeed have a good eye. Ji Xianxin leaves a message before departing. I'm going to find the demon emperor to practice. I will prove that your words are right. At this moment, Hanju also receives a system prompt. At this time, Ji Xianxin has developed a good impression of you. Current favorability is 2 stars. Alright, fine. Another cheeky one. The news of Hanju defeating Ji Xianxin causes a sensation in the Jade Pure Holy Sect. 9 Cauldrons leads the elders to congratulate Hanju, only to find him quite displeased. We shouldn't be talking about this. The guy earlier is quite petty. If word gets out that he was defeated by me, hurting his pride, he might come back with reinforcements for revenge. Xiao Yao and Dooku, well aware of the ways of the heavenly immortal mansion, agree that offending their dignity indeed invites trouble. Upon learning of Ji Xianxin identity, 9 Cauldrons nearly died of fright and immediately ordered the news to be sealed, absolutely not to be spread. Dooku, curious about the speed of Hanju's spar, wonders if that person's cultivation is far below Hanju's. Hanju shakes his head. That person's strength is comparable to the Mahayana. We just didn't use our full strength. Hearing the word Mahayana, everyone is startled. Could it be that Elder Han? You have reached the Mahayana realm? Hanju shakes his head with a smile. I am far from Mahayana. Because of the accumulation from my ascetic cultivation, my Tao is slightly superior to his. At this, Dooku's admiration for Hanju deepens. Who would have thought that our small Jade Pure Holy Sect harbors such a great master? Becoming close to him might be a great opportunity. However, Hanju feels something unusual. It's already late autumn. Why is the weather so hot? 13 years pass in a blink, and Hanju breaks through to the 8th level of the tribulation crossing realm. When Hanju opens his relationship list to check his messages, he finds that leisure true person has perished. This elder from the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate, who initially infiltrated the Jade Pure Holy Sect aiming to kill me, ended up being killed instead and never dared to cause trouble again. Instead, he helped the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate surrender to the Jade Pure Holy Sect. His death might sadden Lubami. Such is the cultivation world, where every day people die. The vicissitudes of life roll on. Fellow Taoists, I will walk the path for you. Hanju silently raises his hands, bowing respectfully forward. The Enlightenment Sword is puzzled. Master, what are you doing? Hanju answers, to bid farewell to those fellow Taoists who have passed away. Who died? Some I barely knew. Many I don't remember. If they were neither close nor memorable, why pay respects? To remind myself that the path of cultivation is fraught with danger. To always remain cautious and never lose a sense of reverence. Enlightenment Sword responds with respect. Master's realm is truly lofty. Master, I'm not sure if I should say something. Go ahead. Is it normal to have 3 suns in the sky? In front of the innate cave dwelling, the Fusan tree is acting up. Yang Tiandong and Sun Chanmin exert all their strength, but fail to control it. The force even flinging Sun Chanmin into the sky. Fortunately, Hanju arrives in time to stabilize him. What's going on with this tree? Chick, trembling, lies that it only started shaking a few days ago. Hanju knows the chicken isn't telling the truth. Ever heard of chicken hot pot? Yellow braised chicken, roasted chicken, chicken stew with mushrooms? Dark prison chicken nearly cries out of fear. Its voice choked. It fears Hanju the most and confesses. Before Fang Liang and the others descended the mountain, I had already quietly started to let it sway. About 5 years now. Hanju is furious. You little chick, you've caused a big disaster this time. Yang Tiandong, get the pot ready. Prepare mushrooms, vermicelli, and potatoes. Just then, Xing Hongqian walks over in a cool outfit. How about I cook this chicken for you and pluck it? I've been wondering why it's been so hot recently. Turns out this fatty chicken has attracted 2 more judo. Hanju wipes sweat from his brow. Cook what? These aren't judo. Do you know what these suns are? Xing Hongqian is clueless. The sun is not just a divine beast, but a top-tier divine beast that feeds on dragons and phoenixes. The 3-legged golden crow. Hanju turns and is dazzled by Sichuan Fairy's appearance. The fairy continues. Since ancient times, it's been said that the extreme heat of the sun could destroy the world, ending an era. This catastrophe is known as the 3 suns in the sky. Hanju internally commends Sichuan Fairy. Didn't expect Master to be a fan of the 3-body problem. Xing Hongqian is puzzled, but apart from the sunlight being brighter, the temperature between heaven and earth hasn't risen that much, has it? Hanju silently observes the scenery. Isn't this extreme enough? That Suzaku can't descend shows how difficult it is for mortals and gods to come down. Golden Crow can't either. Perhaps that's why it's isolated from the mortal world. But if this continues, it will eventually lead to disaster. Hearing Golden Crow can't descend, Chick timidly asks, does that mean I won't be stewed with mushrooms? Hanju places dark prison chicken atop the Fusan tree. Warning, if you dare come down again, I'll start by chopping your wings and feet for a barbecue. Xing Hongqian and Sichuan Fairy quickly try to smooth things over. Oh, if it doesn't affect the mortal realm, let's not worry about it. Chick is still a child. What harm could it have intended? Just then, 9 Cauldron Sage finds Hanju. Elder Han, there's no rush with the chicken stew with mushrooms. The sect has an important matter requiring your decision. The heavenly immortal mansion and other sacred lands are calling for the righteous path forces to gather and march together to annihilate the demon path dynasty. Righteous path sects around Great Swallow are preparing to go, and envoys are currently waiting in the main hall. We didn't dare make a decision without consulting you. Please, we need your guidance. Hanju didn't expect it to be time to choose sides so soon. Sichuan Fairy analyzes that this might be due to the 3 suns and the sky phenomenon. The outside world thinks it's the doing of the demon path, so all parties are getting restless. The heavenly immortal mansion probably has its eye on the Jade Pure sect. If we don't pick a side, we might be seen as part of the demon path. Let's go then. Please ask the sect leader to lead personally. After all, the Jade Pure Holy sect isn't strong enough yet. Sending 10,000 cultivators should suffice. And take the Blood Flame Heavenly Gate with you, letting them settle their scores. I'll stay behind to guard the Jade Pure Holy sect so the sect leader can rest assured. 9 Cauldron Sage bows and immediately goes to convey the orders. Just then, Sichuan Fairy speaks up. I should go too. As a core elder and the peak master of one of the 18 peaks, it's my responsibility. Xing Hongqian also insists. Husband, I want to go too. I am the mistress of the ascetic immortal mountain, and it's my responsibility as well. Hanju is stunned. You two ladies, what trouble are you starting now? Hanju really doesn't want his master to take risks, but no matter how he tries to persuade her, the woman is determined. Xing Hongqian has also faced troubles with the demonic cult several times and has sworn to contribute significantly to the demon eradication effort this time. Hanju sighs helplessly. Since you both insist on taking this risk, then take this with you. I've upgraded your heavens puppets to a true complete state. They're not only durable, but also equipped with red tassel spears, though I haven't had the chance to etch the lines and apply the luminescent paint yet. Before departing, Hanju instructs 9 Cauldron Sage to take good care of his cultivation partner and master. 9 Cauldron Sage assures Hanju, your women will be safe. Not a hair on their heads will be harmed. Watching the 3 leave, Chick comes over to Hanju. Master, oh master, what will the Jade Pure sect do without you? Hanju coldly tells it to scram. From now on, you're not allowed to go fishing anymore. Just sit on the tree and be a chicken. Hanju silently prays, hoping that 9 Cauldron Sage and the others will be safe. With the heavenly immortal mansion leading the team, Jinaya should be finished this time. In the heartland of the demonic cult, Jinaya is coldly looking at the person in front of him. Suchi, oh Suchi, I've suspected you for a long time. Over the past 60+ years, more than 5,000 elite forces have died mysteriously, including a Mahayana realm powerhouse. Our invasion plans have been delayed time and again. After years of investigation, all evidence points to you, who have been with us. Why have you betrayed me? Is this the demon master's will? Confess now. Chaotic heavenly dog looks at Suchi with complex eyes, struggling internally. It doesn't know whether it should save Suchi, but even if it tried, it couldn't change the outcome. It's no match for the demon emperor. Your majesty, it must be the demon master forcing Suchi. He could never betray you. Suchi says in a deep voice, it has nothing to do with the demon master. I am a righteous path cultivator. I cannot join forces with demons. Suchi believes firmly, my master will definitely come to save me. Jinaya narrows his eyes, a murderous intent flickering within. He orders solemnly, chaotic heavenly dog, go and eat him. Upon hearing this, chaotic heavenly dog is shocked. Master, I've been a vegetarian for a long time now. Jinaya looks menacingly at the heavenly dog. Today, only one of you can live. Chaotic heavenly dog looks at Suchi, and Suchi looks back calmly. Suchi shakes his head slightly in resignation. The doggy also doesn't want to attack a fellow disciple. Decades ago, they had already recognized each other, but at that time, Suchi hadn't recognized the doggy, though the doggy had recognized Suchi. However, the doggy's appearance has changed so much over the years that Suchi dared not acknowledge him rashly. Doggy swears by Chick's life that he is Hanju's most legitimate magical pet, but Suchi doesn't believe a word of it. Doggy can only show master's signature expression, prompting Suchi to excitedly say, yes, that's it, you really are one of us. Just like Master, the two recount the hardships they've faced over the years while adventuring outside, sharing their intentions to return to the Jade Pure sect together someday, even if it means dying together and returning to their roots. The more chaotic Heavenly Dog thinks about it, the more aggrieved it feels, igniting a fury within. What are you waiting for? Jinaya impatiently commands, his tone full of dissatisfaction. Chaotic Heavenly Dog's claws click together, and it raises its head to howl. Suchi, go back and tell Master that Chaotic Heavenly Dog hasn't faltered. If there's an afterlife, I'll stand by his side without leaving an inch. The dog suddenly turns and lunges at Jinaya, cursing, I'll fight you with all I've got. Jinaya smirks, touching, yet some still don't understand that submission is the only way to live. It's too late for Suchi to intervene. Doggy's claws are already striking towards Jinaya. After a loud explosion, Doggy is sent flying, blood spilling through the air. I knew your master was Hanju from the beginning when I revived you. I read your memories. A hunch told me he would interfere with my grand plan. Your foolish loyalty disappoints me. Soon, I'll send Hanju down to join you. Looking at Doggy, alive or dead, Suchi transitions from shock to rage in an instant. His eyes engulfed by fury, and strands of dark energy seep into his body. Jinaya is secretly alarmed. Could this power be? Just then, a wildly arrogant laughter sounds. Demon Emperor, I finally found you. Prepare to die. Mahayana realm 4th level's Luochioma wasn't my match, and you're just at the Tribulation Crossing realm. Jinaya's heart tightens. You're Ji Xianqian. That's right. Knowing my name, you can die now. Since 2 extra suns appeared in the sky, Hanju has been troubled by the mess chick caused, but the chicken has become much more obedient, never daring to leave the Fusan tree again. Since Dark Prison Chicken has resettled in the Fusan tree, why haven't the 2 golden crows left? It's easy to invite the gods, but hard to send them away. Hanju suddenly has a bold idea. Why not take this opportunity to seek advice from a powerhouse? He instructs his disciples not to approach him as he contemplates. A month later, during a battlefield where righteous and demon paths are clashing, an anomaly suddenly descends from the sky. The swords of sword cultivators from both sides involuntarily fly out of their hands, heading in a particular direction. The battlefield quiets down instantly. With the weapons gone, how could the battle continue? Especially since sword cultivators are more common among the righteous path. This turn of events delights the demon cultivators, whose variously shaped weapons are now coming in handy. However, the righteous path cultivators were prepared, having learned from past experiences. They all pulled out their red tassel spears to charge. All the treasured swords from across the world flew towards the direction of ascetic immortal mountain. Hanju, familiar with the way, arrived at the river of the way of the sword as if returning to his maternal home. He moved straight ahead and soon saw Zhang Guxing. Elder. Zhang Guxing did not pay attention to Hanju, as he had come too frequently. Breaking the silence with a chuckle, Hanju asked, Elder, do you know about the Golden Crow? Zhang Guxing was annoyed. You attained enlightenment in the way of the sword just to ask me about the Golden Crow? Hanju, of course, couldn't admit that was right and instead claimed he was deeply passionate about the way of the sword and just happened to achieve enlightenment. So he took the opportunity to ask the Elder. Zhang Guxing explained that the Golden Crow is an ancient divine beast that can transform into the sun. The Golden Crow is divided into the mortal Golden Crow and the divine Golden Crow. The mortal Golden Crow is the son of the mortal realm, forever bound to its realm, unable to leave or increase its cultivation. The divine Golden Crow is one of the divine races in the celestial realm with profound heritage. Even the celestial court, divine palaces, and the demon palace dare not provoke them lightly. Hearing this, Hanju felt a sinking feeling in his heart. If the mortal Golden Crow cannot leave, then the 2 new suns in the sky are likely divine Golden Crows. Hanju continued to ask, can the divine Golden Crow enter the mortal realm? Of course not. The true sun fire on their bodies is enough to destroy the mortal realm, and heavenly rules strictly forbid them from descending. Zhang Guxing seemed to think of something, immediately calculating with his fingers, muttering to himself, the divine Golden Crow clan has been in constant strife recently. If that's really the case, it's a big deal. After seeing the image of the mortal realm, Zhang Guxing cursed. How could there be 2 divine Golden Crows above your mortal realm? Although they are young divine Golden Crows. Hanju asks, are young divine Golden Crows strong? Zhang Guxing replies, saying they are not strong. They haven't been born long and have only about Mahayana level of cultivation. Only this time, it's Hanju's turn to curse. Just born with Mahayana cultivation. Hanju feels insulted. Why doesn't the divine Golden Crow clan discipline them? If they run to our mortal realm, it would be a disaster for us mortals. Zhang Guxing answers, who knows? It's not my concern. My duty is to guard the way of the sword. Other matters are unrelated to me. I haven't seen anything, and you shouldn't expect me to help you. Hanju falls silent, realizing that being behind means getting hit. Relying on others is not as good as relying on oneself. He needs to hurry up to the 9th level of the Tribulation Crossing realm, lest he can't even beat 2 little chicks by then. 3 breaths later, he moves past Zhang Guxing and continues forward. Since he's here, he might as well strive to become stronger. Like the last time, Hanju takes 6 steps, and a sword energy soars into the sky from ascetic immortal mountain, upgrading his mysterious yellow sword energy to the Tai divine ability. Hanju continues to cultivate, aiming for the next small goal, the 9th level of the Tribulation Crossing realm. In a dark cave somewhere, greedy demon Arhat, white-haired witch, blood demon ancestor, and demon lord Xian Qingjun sit together. The fall of one of their number has cast a gloomy atmosphere over them. Blood demon ancestor says, the demon emperor's recovery speed is slowing down, and he frequently suffers backlash from the demonic energy within his body. In my opinion, the demon emperor is being affected by some external factors. Supporting him as we have, it doesn't seem worth it anymore. Greedy demon Arhat speaks solemnly. I didn't expect the heavenly immortal mansion to be so strong. Ji Xianqian has surpassed the category of a genius. Even if we were to face him one-on-one, we might not be his match. Blood demon ancestor looks towards Xian Qingjun. Demon lord, are you confident in dealing with Ji Xianqian? Xian Qingjun responds emotionlessly. I do have confidence, but they've asked me to remain neutral. After all, taking action at the 8th level of the Mahayana realm could destroy heavens and earth. I can't act rashly before they make a move. Blood demon ancestor is unwilling to wait any longer. We must eliminate Ji Xianqian before he grows too powerful. Greedy demon Arhat and white-haired witch urge the ancestor to act quickly. Given that among the 4 of them, aside from Xian Qingjun, blood demon ancestor is the strongest, and naturally, the ancestor himself is reluctant to take the lead. The heavenly immortal mansion is not so easily provoked. The demon lord indicates indifferently. Ji Xianqian won't cause much trouble for now, but what about those 2 golden crows in the sky? What kind of omen is this? The 4 demon path leaders fall silent for a moment. White-haired witch speaks up cautiously. We demon cultivators have never been favored by Heaven's Tao. Do you think this might be Heaven's Tao preparing to intervene? Blood demon ancestor instructs the demon lord to quickly investigate in the netherworld. If Heaven's Tao really plans to intervene, we should withdraw as soon as possible. The demon lord agrees and opens a portal to the netherworld. In an instant, demonic energy tears open a spatial rift, and the demon lord says, this trip may take decades. Can you maintain the situation here? The 3 assure her not to worry. The demon lord says hopefully, then heads to the netherworld without looking back. After the demon lord leaves, blood demon ancestor remembers the grand ceremony and instructs the white-haired witch to make thorough preparations. Whether the demon path can unite depends on the ceremony. 11 years have passed in the blink of an eye, and one day Hanju receives a system prompt. It has been detected that you have reached 600 years old. Advancing further in life, you have the following choices. 1. Immediately leave seclusion to slay demons and monsters, making a name for yourself and receive 1 spiritual treasure. Or 2. Continue cultivating away from the mundane world, aiming for the Mahayana realm and receive 1 spiritual treasure and a bottle of random elixir. Without a second thought, Hanju chooses the second option. Congratulations, you've obtained the Tai spiritual treasure Titan Spirit Bracers. Congratulations, you've obtained a bottle of Mahayana Soul Thought Pill. The Titan Spirit Bracers, a 5th grade Tai spiritual treasure, can absorb the spiritual energy of heaven and earth, enhancing physical strength in battle. The Mahayana Soul Thought Pill, an elixir for Mahayana realm cultivators to strengthen the soul. Another Tai spiritual treasure, not bad at all. Hanju's mood immediately improves. The Mahayana Soul Thought Pill is not something he can use at the moment, as he has already reached the peak of the 9th level of the Tribulation Crossing realm. He checks his relationships and emails, not having scrolled through his social circle in over a decade. Suchi went mad from cultivation, and the chaotic heavenly dog. These 2 guys have it tough. The demon path is too resilient, despite the number of demon cultivators being less than a third of the righteous path. This war between righteousness and evil has lasted for decades, and might even continue for 100 years. Where do these endless demon cultivators come from? Luckily, I didn't participate. Better to cultivate well than to fight. Hanju turns his attention to the sky above ascetic immortal mountain. The 2 golden crows are still there, truly persistent. Hanju starts checking the cultivation levels of others. Yang Tiandong and Sun Chanen have reached the 9th level of the nascent soul realm. Enlightenment sword has reached the 7th level of the nascent soul realm, and Chip, eating and sleeping daily, has also reached the 7th level of the fusion void realm. Hanju proudly says, better to cultivate well like my disciples of the Han sect than to waste time fighting. Fan Liang has now astonishingly reached the 9th level of the nascent soul realm, truly worthy of being a child of heaven and earth. In such a short time, he's almost caught up to Suchi. Given a bit more time, the strongest in our sect will undoubtedly be Fan Liang. Somewhere in a cave, Fan Liang has already begun his tribulation crossing. Heaven's Down naturally wouldn't make it difficult for a child of heaven and earth. This thunder tribulation feels as refreshing as a spring breeze. As the last few thunderbolts strike in a perfunctory manner, golden lotuses of fortune start raining from the sky. Hanju watches as Fan Liang's icon progresses from nascent soul to spirit transformation and can't help but exclaim in surprise. What? I was just talking about you, and you're breaking through already? Hanju turns to notice the golden lotuses of fortune, which have now filled ascetic immortal mountain and probably the entire cultivation world. The grandeur of a child of heaven and and earth indeed benefits everyone under the heavens, sharing the benefits of Fan Liang's breakthrough with the world. These golden lotuses are full of fortune, greatly benefiting cultivation, especially at critical moments of breakthrough. Sun Chan and Yang Tiandong also take advantage of the fortune from the golden lotuses to break through to the spirit transformation realm. However, breaking through means they must face tribulation crossing, and the combined force of their tribulations might be too much for ascetic immortal mountain to bear. Hanju considers separating them and sending them to the myriad demon realm to undergo their tribulations separately, as the combined force of their thunder tribulations might be unbearable. Yet Hanju fails to notice that he too has been touched by the golden lotuses of fortune. A golden lotus quietly lands on his shoulder, causing his already overflowing spiritual power to burst forth completely. He feels his spiritual power surging tumultuously within him. Though he planned to consolidate his cultivation a bit longer, he now has no choice but to break through. With the other two already set to break through, adding himself into the mix, not only is ascetic immortal mountain at risk of being flattened, but the entire Jade Pure sect might also be obliterated. Just when Hanju was about to undergo his tribulation, he was suddenly transported to a void. Confused, he talked to himself, only to be informed by the system that this place is a heavenly tribulation space, specially designed for those breaking through to the Mahayana realm. Hanju cursed in surprise, not expecting such a privilege for the Mahayana realm. This was for the best, as the mortal world would not be devastated by his breakthrough. He now just hoped that Sun Chan and Yang Tiandong were aware of the rules and would hurry to the myriad demon realm for their tribulation crossing. Just as Hanju was settling in for his tribulation crossing, the system notified him that if others within his tribulation crossing range also met the conditions for tribulation crossing, they too would be brought to this space for a collective tribulation crossing. Immediately afterward, Hanju saw his two foolish disciples. Hanju was dumbfounded, and so were they. If the power of 3 people undergoing tribulation crossing were to stack, it's likely none could survive. Just then, as they looked towards the horizon, terrifying clouds of calamity rolled in. There was no escaping now, but suddenly a powerful bolt of heavenly lightning struck the clouds, instantly dissipating them. Yang Tiandong and Sun Chan thought they had escaped, but Hanju knew it was not good. The clouds that had been dispersed were their clouds of calamity, and it was his Mahayana heavenly lightning that had dispersed them. In an instant, a thunderbolt a kilometer wide descended, followed by countless more. In this seemingly endless void of the tribulation crossing space, the 3 found nowhere to hide. Hanju, protected by his tiny spiritual treasure, might withstand it, but his 2 disciples surely couldn't endure such intensity. Yang Tiandong mentioned he had read about group thunder tribulation in a book, and the author must have survived to have written about it. The method was to quickly huddle down. Hanju cursed for the 3rd time. Is this a dignified way to die? Numerous thick bolts of heavenly lightning continued to strike down, seemingly with eyes as none hit the 3 of them. Thus, they endured 3 months in the thunder tribulation. What are you guys doing? Enlightenment sword suddenly appeared behind Hanju and asked, "Don't bother me. Can't you see we're undergoing tribulation crossing?" The 3 suddenly realized, how could she be here too? Looking up, not only had they returned to ascetic immortal mountain, but their cultivation levels had also increased. Hanju looked at the 3 suns in the sky, confirming they were back in the present world. Why had the heavenly tribulation passed so easily? Enlightenment sword pointed to a purple stone she had placed behind Hanju. After you gave this to me, my cultivation did increase a bit faster, but it wasn't much help, so I thought of returning it to master. After placing the stone down, she went off the fish. Looking at the enlightenment stone, Hanju suddenly realizes its purpose. Could it be that this stone's function isn't for enlightenment, but for avoiding tribulation? This stone could help immortals remain in the mortal world without being restricted by heaven's Tao rules. Now it can also avoid heavenly tribulation, essentially concealing its user from heaven's Tao. The Mahayana realm is the highest cultivation level that can be sustained by the mortal realm. Upon reaching the peak of the 9th level, one is forcibly expelled and ascends. With this stone, could I avoid the forced ascension by heaven's Tao and stay in the mortal realm indefinitely? With the help of the purple stone, Hanju smoothly breaks through the tribulation crossing realm. He suppresses his excitement to consolidate his cultivation, and the system presents him with breakthrough rewards. Congratulations on advancing to the Mahayana realm. You have the following choices: 1. Immediately ascend and leave the mortal coil, receiving 1 divine ability inheritance, 1 heaven's Tao spirit stone, and 1 spiritual treasure. Or 2. Continue cultivating and not ascend yet, receiving 1 spiritual treasure. Seeing the prompt, Hanju raises an eyebrow. System, are you tempting me to ascend? Impossible. After being with me for so long, you should know my temperament. I won't consider ascending without reaching the Tai Earth immortal cultivation level, especially since I already have several enemies above. I will continue to lie low in the mortal realm. Hanju immediately chooses the second option. You choose to continue cultivating and not ascend yet, receiving 1 spiritual treasure. Congratulations, you've obtained the Tai spiritual treasure Imperial Dragon Fate Sedan. The Imperial Dragon Fate Sedan, a second great Tai spiritual treasure, is a mount-type magical treasure that can withstand a full force strike from a scattered immortal. Hanju's eyes light up. This perfect golden finish. These 3 off-road tires, and it can withstand a full force strike from a scattered immortal. What a great item. Not letting the joy of receiving a new treasure cloud his judgment, Hanju immediately starts a simulation trial. This time, he does not adjust Xian Qingjun's cultivation level and directly confronts an 8th level Mahayana realm Xian Qingjun, unleashing her full strength. Xian Qingjun quickly makes a move, using an unknown technique that sends countless vengeful spirits rushing towards Hanju. Not letting the joy of receiving a new treasure cloud his judgment, Hanju immediately starts a simulation trial. This time, he does not adjust Xian Qingjun's cultivation level and directly confronts an 8th level Mahayana realm Xian Qingjun, unleashing her full strength. Xian Qingjun quickly makes a move, using an unknown technique that sends countless vengeful spirits rushing towards Hanju. With a slight motion of his finger, Hanju uses the heaven and earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger, a sword energy sweeping across, instantly obliterating Xian Qingjun. Hanju dusts off his car, feeling a boost in confidence. Not no mortal who can kill me in the mortal realm. But knowing this isn't enough, Hanju plans to comprehend the heaven and earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger again. After breaking through to the Mahayana realm, he should be able to further enhance the limit of this divine ability. Hanju turns and gets into the car, intending to speed through the river of the way of the sword. Speeding along, he quickly encounters Zhang Guxing. Zhang Guxing, annoyed, says, "Why have you come again? Is it interesting to keep enhancing the same divine ability? Can't you properly cultivate the strength in your cultivation?" Being told he doesn't cultivate properly irks Hanju. There's no one in the mortal realm more devoted to ascetic cultivation than I am. Zhang Guxing pauses, then takes a closer look. You've already reached the Mahayana realm. How many years has it been? Not only is this child's talent in the way of the sword unparalleled, but his cultivation talent is also terrifying. Zhang Guxing takes another look at Hanju, then turns to gaze at his departing figure. For some reason, Zhang Guxing feels that Hanju has changed. He no longer seems to be a mere mortal. Meanwhile, on a cliff outside a cave, a figure is leisurely playing a bamboo flute. It is none other than Ji Xianqin. Inside the cave, a large pot is stewing suchi. A chaotic heavenly dog looking worried. Elder, can he really recover his sanity from going mad with cultivation? Ji Xianqin reassures. The child went mad from cultivation because he couldn't control the power within him. Like me, he was born extraordinary, containing a powerful force surpassing ordinary beings. With the secret medicine of our heavenly immortal mansion, it won't be long before he can master his power and recover his sanity. And it's not just our skill in medicine that's top notch. Even our soup making is unparalleled. Chaotic heavenly dog points to the big pot behind him. No wonder I smell the aroma of stewed meat. Ji Xianqin scolds. The secret medicine needs to simmer on low heat. Who told you to turn up the heat to reduce the sauce? Just then, Ji Xianqin feels the trembling of his sword. He looks towards the horizon at the purple twilight, the signature of the ancient way of the sword within the Great Swallow territory. Could it be that person's way of the sword has made another breakthrough? I can't beat him head on, and now I'm also inferior in the way of the sword. Ji Xianqin, feeling extremely irked, stands up abruptly. Chaotic heavenly dog quickly asks where he plans to go, to which Ji Xianqin coldly replies, "I'm going to slaughter a demon sect to vent my anger." After Ji Xianqin leaves, chaotic heavenly dog turns back to look at Suchi, thinking, should we leave without him? Hesitating. Although Ji Xianqin saved them, chaotic heavenly dog always felt that Ji Xianqin had his own agenda. I really want to return to the Great Swallow, but would leaving like this anger Ji Xianqin? Although Master has slain the Green Python Great Sage and may have reached the Tribulation Crossing realm, Ji Xianqin is someone who has killed beings in the Mahayana realm. Doggy doesn't want him causing trouble for Master. Chaotic heavenly dog hesitates in its heart. I can't cause more trouble for Master. Let's wait until Suchi recovers. As Ji Xianqin walks down the mountain, he broods and muses. I, Ji Xianqin, should be the number 1 in the world. You, Loki, are merely a stepping stone for me. In chaotic times, I am the pinnacle of humanity. In times of peace and prosperity, my heart becomes that of an immortal. Just then, Ji Xianqin notices a tornado approaching. He doesn't take the small anomaly seriously. Why are there sharks swimming in that tornado? Elsewhere, numerous cultivators are detained in a grand hall, all in a state of despair. This hall is vast, holding tens of thousands of cultivators. An old acquaintance, Wang Jihao, sits meditating in a corner, his hair unkempt and looking extremely haggard. At this moment, a towering figure appears. I give you 3 days. When the grand ceremony to welcome the demon begins, those who still refuse to submit will become sacrifices. The speaker speaker is greedy demon Ara. Despite being haggard, Wang Jihao's Dao heart is firm, and he coldly replies, I, a righteous path cultivator, will never stoop to associate with the likes of you. The other cultivators also express their support, implying that when the righteous path alliance arrives, his arrogance will be challenged. Greedy demon Arhat laughs. Are you referring to them? With a wave of his hand, a black fog instantly fills the hall. Once the fog dissipates, Wang Jihao and the others are shocked by what they see. The first thing they notice is Elder Guan, along with 9 Cauldron Sage, Shishuan Fairy, and other Jade Pure Sect elders, all tightly bound. It turns out that the Jade Pure Holy Sect had just arrived, with the main force temporarily stationed outside the Demon Emperor's royal city, led by 9 Cauldron Sage and several elders to scout the city in advance. So this is the Demon Path royal city. It looks quite dilapidated. It's said that demon cultivators often go mad, so the Demon Emperor doesn't bother to rebuild the city. Yet, surprisingly, not a single demon cultivator is seen within the vast royal city, making everyone feel quite eerie. 9 Cauldron Sage speculates that maybe the demon cultivators are being held back by allied forces, but Shishuan Fairy wonders, how come we can't see any members of the righteous path sects that enter the city before us? How could tens of thousands of righteous path elites just disappear? Xing Hongxian also feels something is off. Even if we were to split up, we would have signaled first. Lu Bummy, walking alongside 9 Cauldron Sage, speaks in a low voice. Sect leader, have you noticed another strange thing? What is it? 9 Cauldrons asks. It seems like we can't finish off the demon cultivators no matter how many we kill. Logically, their numbers shouldn't surpass those of the righteous path. Yet, after decades of war, demon cultivators are still everywhere. Moreover, the number of righteous path cultivators seems to be decreasing. 9 Cauldron Sage's expression changes. Do you mean there are continuous betrayals? Lu Bummy's expression is grave, with one decreasing and the other increasing. I suspect there's a force in the demon path converting righteous path cultivators into demon cultivators. Along the way, we've encountered many demon cultivators who've gone mad from cultivation, yet their aura feels eerily familiar. 9 Cauldron Sage shivers inside, unable to remain calm any longer, because Lu Bummy is right. After all, those willing to fall into the demon path are in the minority. Yet, as this century-long battle between good and evil continues, the number of demon cultivators only seems to increase, indicating a troubling fact. These demon cultivators were once their own people. Understanding something, 9 Cauldron Sage immediately turns and orders, everyone follow me in retreat. Just then, a thunderous noise comes from the sky, and a figure crashes down from the rolling dark clouds directly onto where everyone is, creating an impact like a meteorite, and a towering figure steps on 9 Cauldron Sage. 9 Cauldrons orders the Jade Pure Sect disciples to flee quickly, while Shishuan Fairy and other elders open a path for their disciples. But greedy demon Arhat slowly brings his hands together. Amitabha, where do you think you're going? Since you're here, why not join the demons? With that, a massive hand reaches out for everyone, and no one has the strength to escape. Now, the elites of the righteous path are all trapped in this grand hall, and although there are many disciples from various righteous path sects outside, none have the power to contend with the Mahayana realm. Just then, with a flick of greedy demon Arhat's finger, a righteous path disciple is lifted into the air and instantly twisted into a pretzel. Greedy demon Arhat coldly looks at everyone. This is the fate of those who refuse to submit. Wait, I'm willing to become a demon cultivator. A righteous path chubby elder shouts loudly, trembling as he stands up. Cultivators around him cast angry glares. Wang Jihao, although his hands are bound, attempts to slay the traitor. He stomps his feet and charges towards the chubby man, intending to stab him with his cornet. However, greedy demon Arhat sweeps him away with a slap, sending Wang Jihao flying. Greedy demon Arhat protects the traitor. Very well, the wise adapt to changes. Now, you'll be in charge of them. With that, greedy demon Arhat moves his fingers, and strands of dark energy instantly penetrate the chubby man's body. As the chubby man screams in agony, everyone watches in horror. Soon, he falls into demonhood, the surging power within making him feel incredibly comfortable. He instantly exerts pressure, urging everyone present to surrender and enjoy the feast of demonic energy. After this episode, many with weaker Dao hearts immediately switch sides, declaring their intention to follow the demon emperor in unifying the world. Some disciples from the Jade Pure Holy Sect also start to become restless. 9 Cauldron Sage speaks solemnly. Disciples of the Jade Pure Holy Sect can only die with integrity, never to submit to demons. Anyone who dares to betray the sect and join the demon cultivators, do not blame the God-slaying elder for purging the sect afterward. Hearing this, those with wavering Dao hearts look at each other, suddenly feeling a glimmer of hope. That's right, the God-slaying elder hasn't made a move yet. Perhaps there's still a chance. The disciples begin to show their determination again. However, Xing Hongxian sighs, realizing the situation is beyond Hanju's help. He couldn't possibly traverse mountains and seas in a short time, considering it took them decades to get here. Xing Hongxian silently grieves. Husband, if fate allows, let's be husband and wife again in the next life. Meanwhile, inside the innate cave abode, Hanju enters the river of the way of the sword again. This time, he advances an entire 20 steps beyond Tai, elevating the heaven and earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger to a new level. This divine ability can break through realms and strike from afar, similar to instantaneous spatial jumps. As long as his spiritual sense can capture the target, he can achieve long-range kills, regardless of the distance. The heaven and earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger's lethality is boundless. Hanju believes there are few in the mortal realm who can withstand it. When Hanju checks his social media, he discovers Xing Hongxuan's message, revealing that many fellow Taoists have been trapped by demon cultivators. Hanju frowns. Has the Jade Pure Holy Sect been overrun just like that? They all have the protection of the heavenly puppet. How are they all captured? Hanju immediately connects his consciousness with Xing Hongxuan's puppet, finding the puppet trapped in a warm and dark environment with only a sliver of light shining through a crack. He instantly realizes where it is. Given Xing Hongxuan's habit of keeping odd things there, the puppet suddenly pops its head out, startling Xing Hongxian, and her scream attracts the attention of the guarding demon cultivators. Shishuan Fairy is seen bound and being interrogated by Lu, the previously betrayed chubby elder. Hanju telepathically instructs the puppet to keep Xing Hongxian quiet. She says, Husband, we've been captured by greedy demon Arhat. The 4 demon path leaders are capturing righteous path cultivators en masse. Most captured cultivators have been tempted into demonhood, while those of us who refuse are to be used as sacrifices in the welcoming demon ceremony. There seems to be a deeper secret with the demon emperor. He might be planning to summon more powerful demons to the mortal realm. Hanju reassures her, don't worry, I'll take action when the time is right. Xing Hongxian shakes her head helplessly. The righteous path has already lost many tribulation crossing realm cultivators, and your puppet's power is far from matching the 4 demon path leaders. We've completely fallen this time. Let's be husband and wife again in the next life. Hanju encourages her, don't lose hope. Hasn't the heavenly immortal mansion made a move? Xing Hongxian shakes her head again. Perhaps even the heavenly immortal mansion is struggling. Hanju ponders, seeing that the demon path has gained the upper hand. He comforts Xing Hongxian a few more times, telling her to keep the puppet close for constant contact. In the welcoming demon ceremony, isn't it to summon ancient demonic tribes? Now I have no choice but to intervene. If the demonic tribes arrive, the world will be even less peaceful. Hanju raises his right hand and erects his middle finger. When the time comes, it's all on you. Seeing Hanju's gesture, Enlightenment Sword is puzzled. Master, that's a unique gesture. Is it the starting position for a divine ability of the godly hand? Hanju says, this divine ability should not be used lightly, only in a do-or-die situation. What does it do? Hanju ignores the question, simply stating, it will make you feel better before you die. Ever since Dark Prison Chicken was punished and not allowed to descend from the Fusang tree, it felt as if it was serving a prison sentence, days dragging on like years. Suddenly, a familiar voice is heard from under the tree. It turns out to be Morong Chi returning from his cultivation journey. Hanju asks Morong Chi what he has gained from his journey. Morong Chi hesitates, his expression anxious. Grandmaster, may I ask you a question? Among all the paths in the world, which one is the strongest? Is it the way of the sword? Hanju tells him, there's no strongest path, only the strongest cultivators. Morong Chi nods. Grandmaster, I feel like I'm not suited for the way of the sword. Recently, when I go out on missions, I find my combat abilities to be mediocre. I thought I could compensate for my lack of talent with hard work, but despite all the effort, I haven't made much progress. With a composed inquiry, Hanju asks, since the way of the sword doesn't suit you, why not switch to another path? Morong Chi is shocked, not expecting Hanju to approve of him changing paths. Hanju asks what path Morong Chi feels more suited to. Morong Chi says, I feel I'm more suited to the path of weapons, specifically long spears or polearms, but few cultivators use polearms. They are more suited for mortal wars. Morong Chi is about to show him when Hanju unsurprisingly comments, as expected of the war god from the divine palace. War gods often use polearms, both in mythology and the mortal realm. Then, with a flicker of golden light from his fingertip, Hanju reveals, I had foreseen your affinity for the spear path, and have already made you a long spear from a branch of the Fusang tree, calling it the mystical branch curved blade spear. The disciples are astonished. The Fusang tree is Hanju's most precious treasure, even attracting 2 sons. Unbelievably, for his disciple, Hanju gave him a part of the Fusang tree, a treatment no one else has ever received. Morong Chi gratefully accepts his grandmaster's generosity, his admiration for Hanju instantly reaching 5 stars. At this moment, Hanju speaks again. Currently, in the battle between good and evil, our righteous path has fallen into a disadvantage. Today, I prepare to lend a hand. On this occasion, I will impart teachings to you all. Whether you can comprehend a divine ability or law of your own will depend on your fate. Elsewhere, as greedy demon Arhat gives the command, the ritual for the welcoming demon ceremony officially begins. Following greedy demon Arhat's instructions, the demon cultivators start escorting righteous path cultivators to the altar. The righteous path cultivators curse the demon cultivators, wishing them a dire fate, and many are directly trampled to death by the traitorous Lu, the chubby elder. elder. Suddenly, Lu, the chubby elder, screams in agony, feeling a sudden heat in his posterior, courtesy of Huang Jiao's unique headgear, delivering a devastating blow. Righteous path cultivators are escorted one after another towards the altar. Xing Hongxian softly says again, husband, let's be husband and wife again in the next life. Xishuan Fairy asks calmly, is your husband Elder Han? Although Xing Hongxian also resides on ascetic immortal mountain, the two women don't interact much. That might not be possible in the next life. By the time you reincarnate, he may have already become an immortal. Xing Hongxian is instantly dismayed. What? Does that mean we'll be worlds apart? Meanwhile, Xishuan Fairy's lips curl up in a concealed smile. At this moment, Gu Yugang approaches Junior sister. Before dying, there's something I've held back for a long time that I want to say. Xishuan Fairy coldly replies, I don't want to hear it, but thank you for looking after me in this life. If fate allows in the next life, I'm willing to be your mother and take care of you for a lifetime. Nearly 100,000 righteous path cultivators are solemnly led out of the grand hall. Xishuan Fairy is shocked by the sight before her. By the altar, piles of bones burn endlessly, and cultivators who have turned into demon cultivators are not few, neatly arranged like an army. How many righteous path cultivators did the demon emperor capture? Is there really no hope left? What about the heavenly immortal mansion? In those sacred places, a female disciple speaks with indignation. Before being captured, they all thought victory was within reach, not realizing the nightmare had just begun. Nine Cauldron Sage is secretly alarmed. How could there be so many demon cultivators? How did those righteous path cultivators so quickly turn into demon cultivators? Logically, converting spiritual power into demonic energy requires a process of cultivation, not something that can be done in a short time by abandoning one's cultivation and starting over. On a distant hill, Su Chi and Chaotic Heavenly Dog peer out from behind a rock. Chaotic Heavenly Dog trembles. There are so many demon cultivators. Are we really going out? We barely escaped from the demon emperor's grasp. I don't want to risk danger again. Su Chi solemnly responds, as hearts belong to the righteous path, how can we cower in fear? If the demon emperor's plans succeed today, the world will surely fall into chaos. Looking back then, it might be because we lack this effort. Chaotic Heavenly Dog looks distressed. This kid is too righteous. If only Ji Xianchen could come now and take them out. On ascetic immortal mountain, Li Qingzi hurries over. Elder Han, the sect leader and others have been captured. What should we do? The distance caused his news to be delayed by more than a year. Hanju responds, wait, they'll be fine. In reality, he's using the innate puppet to observe the situation in the demon path royal city. Hanju is waiting for someone. Demon Emperor Jinaya. As long as Jinaya is killed, the demon Hanju is waiting for Jinaya. Are you planning to go rescue them now? Hanju says it's obviously too late to go now, but there's no need for such trouble. I'm about to lecture through battle. At this point, Murongchi asks the first question. Grandmaster, I've always been puzzled. Should we pursue longevity or strength? Hanju answers, each being has their own aspiration. My ambition is endless life. And my answer to you is, you are the last one standing in this world, and you are the strongest. Murongchi is lost in thought for a moment, as he still can't understand what Hanju means by the last. Sun Chanen continues with a question. Grandmaster, there are heavenly laws in heaven's Tao, and reincarnation is one of those laws. Doesn't becoming an immortal mean escaping the cycle of life and death? Hanju calmly states, immortals and gods are just beings more powerful than mortals, far from true eternal life. Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many stories of gods reincarnating in myths. Who said reaching immortality is the end of cultivation? Sun Chanen becomes even more puzzled. And what exactly is the endless life span you pursue? Hanju continues, because the end of the Tao is far away, we must cherish the present. Skipping a little cultivation time today might seem insignificant. Think about how much time you'd waste in 1,000 years, 10,000 years, or a million years. Sun Chanen has an epiphany, immediately bows in gratitude to Hanju. Hanju's seemingly distracted lecture appears profound and detached from worldly concerns to his disciples. Chicken and Enlightenment Sword curiously ask Hanju what realm he is in now, and when he can reach Mahayana. Hanju calmly states, I'm already in the Mahayana realm. This revelation shocks everyone. Mahayana realm, the highest realm in the mortal world. Sun Chanen and Yang Tiandong, however, are not surprised, as they have accompanied Hanju through many thunder tribulations. At the moment of the welcoming demon ceremony, the sky rumbles with thunder and blood churns, as Blood Demon Ancestor appears first. He releases his terrifying pressure, making all cultivators on the altar feel as if they've been struck by a heavy hammer. Blood Demon Ancestor looks up at the sky and murmurs, it's coming. A figure slowly emerges from the vortex in the sky, arriving with a terrifying pressure, appearing above the altar with a demeanor that looks down upon the world. Demon Emperor Jinaya has finally arrived. As Jinaya descends amidst the welcome of hundreds of thousands of demon cultivators, all righteous path cultivators on the altar dare not make a sound, only nervously watching the sky. Demon Emperor Jinaya spreads his arms and begins, followers of the demon path, let me tell you a story. At the dawn of the universe, when chaos reigned and all was void, demons existed before gods, and then humans and immortals came into being. The way of the demon seeks freedom from the constraints of heaven's Tao, pursuing eternal life and acting according to one's desires. Jinaya's voice, filled with a sense of the ancient, leads the demon cultivators back to that primordial era. Hanju, listening through the innate puppet, thinks to himself, this demon emperor really has a way with words. Just then, a voice interrupts Jinaya's speech. The newcomer sneering, you think you're the leader of the demon cultivators? Jinaya frowns and looks towards the source of the voice, as do Blood Demon Ancestor and greedy demon Aura. A terrifying aura bursts from the horizon. Thunder roaring as Ji Xianchen strides through a storm of lightning. He appears excited and confident, laughing wildly at Jinaya. I let you off last time, but this time I will kill you. His arrival excites all cultivators at the welcoming demon ceremony. After years of the great battle between good and evil, Ji Xianchen, with his formidable strength, has become renowned throughout the world, even considered the strongest by many. Ji Xianchen also contemplates, if he defeats Jinaya today in front of both righteous and demon forces, he will be hailed as the true savior of the world. Su Chi and Chaotic Heavenly Dog look up at the scene in the sky. Chaotic Heavenly Dog remarks, has he gotten stronger again? Su Chi gazes at the silhouette of Ji Xianchen, his eyes filled with shock and a hint of unease, sensing that things might not be as straightforward as they seem. Jinaya curses at White-Haired Witch and others for their inefficiency in holding back Ji Xianchen. Blood Demon Ancestor helplessly states that the elite forces previously dispatched were all consumed by the Shark Tornado, and White-Haired Witch and the others had already exerted their full strength against the old monsters of Heavenly Immortal Mansion. With a cold snort, Jinaya declares, in that case, there's no need for me to hide anymore. Although I'm still a bit away from my peak, my current strength is enough to dominate the mortal world. He then forms a sword gesture with his hand and a spell at Ji Xianchen. This sudden move shocks the two lords, revealing that Jinaya had been hiding his true power. Ji Xianchen, seeing Jinaya's preemptive strike, finds himself unable to dodge. Jinaya lets out a cold laugh, releasing the oppressive force of a peak Mahayana realm level 8. You insects, relying on secret methods to temporarily reach Mahayana, are essentially still in the tribulation crossing realm. Today, let me show you the gap between levels within the Mahayana realm. With that, Jinaya's gaze intensifies, and his move solidly hits Ji Xianchen. The demon path's two lords cheers. Ji Xianchen is taken down with a single blow. This unexpected turnaround not only stuns Dottie and Su Chi, but also plunges the righteous path, who had just begun to hope for rescue, back into despair. At the same time, Xing Hongxian hears a voice, take out the heavenly puppet. Hearing this and recognizing Hanju's voice, she immediately brings out the heavenly puppet. The puppet raises its right hand, pointing its finger towards Jinaya in the sky. Now is the time. Right now, while Jinaya is relaxed from defeating his opponent, Hanju is already locked onto Jinaya with his spiritual sense. Yang Tiandong asks Hanju why, being already in the Mahayana realm, he has not yet ascended. While locking onto Jinaya, Hanju responds, asking me to ascend. Are you in a hurry to go out and recognize a godfather again? Others are curious about how powerful the Mahayana realm really is. Hanju, with a casual smile, suddenly releases several bursts of spiritual power, demonstrating a terrifying aura. What is Mahayana? Mahayana is being unparalleled, vanquishing foes with a flick of a finger. Hanju raises his right hand and points his middle finger towards the horizon. Mahayana is being invincible, with the heavenly earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger. A slash tears through space, deeply shocking everyone present. Jinaya feels a sword energy appear out of nowhere behind Ji Xianchen, piercing through space directly at him. Without time to think, Jinaya instinctively tries to dodge, but it's too late to block. Eyes wide, Jinaya is overwhelmed by the searing sword light. In that moment, his mind goes blank until he is engulfed by the sword energy, obliterated completely. Ji Xianxin, just getting up to continue fighting, sees the demon emperor dissipate into dust, carried away by the wind. His brain freezes, and turning towards the spatial rift behind him, he wonders, could it really be an immortal who intervened? It's impossible for a mortal to possess such power. It's terrifying, but why does the sword energy from that rift feel so familiar? Could it be that, aside from Loki, there is someone else in the world stronger than him? All demon cultivators and righteous path cultivators on the ground haven't yet reacted, only witnessing a sword energy materialize out of nowhere, tearing the heavens and piercing directly at the demon emperor. Without a deafening explosion or a world-shaking blast, when the dazzling sword energy dissipates, the demon emperor is gone. Blood demon ancestor and greedy demon Arhat's eyes widen in shock, both dumbfounded. Jinai's strength wasn't too far from theirs, and they couldn't even see how Jinai was killed, indicating the attacker was far beyond them. They dare not stay any longer and immediately flee. Before fleeing, they shout threats, claiming that by inviting an immortal to intervene, the demon palace in the upper realms will never forgive Heavenly Immortal Mansion. Xianxin feels helpless. In Heavenly Immortal Mansion, there really isn't an actual immortal deity. Xianxin can't think of anyone besides Loki from Jade Pure Holy Sect who could slay a Mahayana realm being with a single sword strike, unless there truly is an immortal who has descended to the mortal realm. Xianxin looks towards the ground, where everyone present is still stunned into silence. It takes a while before people realize the demon emperor is dead. The demon cultivators are thrown into chaos, with their leader dead and the two lords fled, leaving them leaderless. Meanwhile, the righteous path cultivators, upon their rescue, cheer so loudly their joy echoes through the heavens as the light of the righteous path finally shines upon the earth again. Shishuan Fairy hadn't anticipated Hanju could be so powerful. Everyone notices the gesture of the heavenly puppet still pointing in the direction where the demon emperor vanished. Who else could possess such strength? The righteous path cultivators, now freed from their restraints, immediately begin to counterattack, turning the site of the so-called welcoming demon ceremony into a hell for the demon cultivators. Suchi and chaotic heavenly dog stand frozen in place, awestruck by the sword energy that had just whisked past overhead like a divine sign. Suchi exclaims excitedly, "It must be the master." Chaotic heavenly dog is stunned, asking blankly, "Did the master kill the demon emperor?" "It must be him, always protecting me from the shadows, or I would have been long gone." Hearing this, chaotic heavenly dog feels dejected. Why doesn't the master protect me? It suggests they make a quick escape, unwilling to become Xianxin mount. At this moment, Xianxin is wreaking havoc everywhere, venting his frustrations on the demon cultivators after being upstaged. On aesthetic immortal mountain, Hanju retracts his power. The Fusang tree sways in the wind, and enlightenment sword gazes admiringly at Hanju's silhouette. Sun Chan and Yang Tiandong and others are full of admiration. Moral Chi clenches his fists excitedly and asks, "Master, what is this divine ability?" Hanju looks at him and says, "Heaven and earth mysterious yellow boundary breaking sword finger. Do you want to learn? I can teach you. Didn't you dislike sword techniques?" Seizing the opportunity, Yang Tiandong quickly chimes in, "Yes, you don't like sword techniques. Master, better teach me. I love it. Who said that? I can try to adapt it into a spear technique. It would definitely be super majestic." To celebrate this victory for the righteous path, Hanju brings out the book of misfortune. Jinai's name is crossed out by him. Now, only Vermilion Bird and Extinction Taoist remain. This time, he decides to curse each of them for half a month, doubling their joy. Soon, the news of the demon emperor's instant defeat spreads throughout the world, and legends of an immortal saving the mortal realm circulate. Various versions of the story become popular topics in taverns, with speculation about the immortal's identity and which sect they belong to becoming the biggest topic across the land. Demon Lord's ears nearly developed calluses from listening, yet she found no clues. Just then, she receives a transmission from Blood Demon Ancestor. He has arrived. Return immediately. Shortly after, Demon Lord arrives in a dimly lit space, passing through a mist to see Blood Demon Ancestor and greedy demon Arhat kneeling before a shadowy figure. Demon Lord respectfully greets with honored one, and the shadow reveals a terrifying form, coldly inquiring, "Jinaya is dead, and you do not know who killed him?" Demon Lord takes a deep breath and kneels. According to Blood Demon Ancestor and greedy demon Arhat, the assailant did not show themselves. "I suspect it was an immortal. It's not the first time an immortal has descended to the mortal realm without notice." Subsequently, the scene falls into silence. The icy voice no longer heard. Blood Demon Ancestor and greedy demon Arhat are so frightened they stop breathing. After a while, the demon Lord continues to ask, "Should we continue the plan for the demon race to enter the mortal realm?" Jinaya had already initiated the sacrificial ceremony, bringing the demon race's fortune closer to the mortal realm. This matter has likely alarmed the immortal realms. If we proceed, I fear. Before she could finish, the shadow snorts coldly. "Continue, let the demon master handle what comes next. The true demon is already in the mortal realm, and I've instructed the demon master to seek out this true demon. As for you, ascend as soon as possible." With that, the shadow dissipates in front of the three. The demon Lord responds with an understood, but with a reluctant glance, her heart filled with unresolved feelings. At this moment, all she can think about is him. Man, we are destined